Chapter 121. From now on, I only want to stay by teacher's side and study for the rest of my life. Daiwasi barked. Martial Soul Fusion. Quick! Martial Soul Fusion Technique. Hell White Tiger. The moment Zhu Zhuqing's 10 halls of Yama manifested, the arena transformed. Darkness fell over the space. The ground became scorched black earth, and wind-blown black sand whipped through the air. A towering Yama, its hands entwined with countless burning black and red ropes that glowed with a hellish light, appeared as if it were searching for sinful souls to punish. The sight froze everyone. Even the normally composed Zhu Zhuqing and Daiwasi went pale at the solemn terror of that apparition. Without hesitation, Daiwasi and Zhu Zhuqing's figures overlapped and their martial souls fused. The White Tiger and the Hell Civet combined into a single massive beast, the Hell White Tiger, its strength boosted to about the Spirit King level by their fusion. Both of them were already powerful. Daiwasi's spirit power was at the 49th rank and Zhu Zhuqing's at the 47th, so their fused spirit was an impressive sight. But before the great Yama formed by Zhu Zhuqing's ability, even that felt small. This was the third hall of the 10 halls of Yama, the hall that executes punishment, delivering hellish calamities. When the black sand swept through, even Rakshasas would flay. When the black ropes pursued a soul, not even rigid-boned fiends could escape. Zhu Zhuqing stood beneath the 9 nether spirit cat's mantle, small and composed, as if she were a judge of the underworld. With a flick of her hand, black and red ropes descended from the Yama Hall itself, fell and bound the Hell White Tiger. No matter how it thrashed, the fused beast could only writhe as the ropes constricted, its fur quickly stained with blood. Countless blades of volcanic sand shredded at it, and its cries of pain echoed across the arena. Fourth spirit ability, Yellow Spring Passage. Zhu Zhuqing's fourth spirit ring flared. She unleashed a 10,000-year spirit ability. From beneath the Hell White Tiger burst the 9 nether spirit cat, which bloomed into a massive yellow spring vortex. Nothing could escape its pull, human or ghost. The vortex not only trapped its victims, but above the yellow spring, the Hell White Tiger's fur would not float. Its movement and agility were severely hampered. Worse, the yellow spring devoured stamina, spirit power, and mental force. Combined with her Hell Cross Slash and the Hell Six-Pointed Star Binding, this sequence of techniques was devastating. Even a Spirit King would struggle to withstand it. When the black sand finally dispersed and the gloom cleared, Daiwasi, the captain of the Douluo Royal Academy team, and Zhu Zhuqing lay sprawled in the arena. They were battered, exhausted, and looked years older. Their spirit power had been reduced to less than a tenth of what it had been. Zhu Zhuqing gazed at Zhu Zhuqing with a mixture of fear and disbelief. This can't be the power of a Hell Civet. It can't be yours, she stammered. Zhu Zhuqing stood opposite them, her own spirit power nearly drained as well, but she remained upright and cold. It isn't the power of a Hell Civet, she said quietly. My spirit is the 9 nether spirit cat. From the azure sky down to the yellow spring, when the yellow spring runs dry, one falls into the 9 nethers, an endless cycle of reincarnation. This is Yama's realm. Zhu Zhuqing's face crumpled as she listened. The Zhu family, the inheritors of the Hell Civet spirit, have clung to the Imperial Dai family far too long. We forgot that the Netherworld is an inherently solitary path. Why should we borrow the power of the White Tiger? Her voice shook. The words sounded simple, but achieving such resolve was anything but. Zhu Zhuqing, Zhu Zhuqing spat with what little voice she had left, propping herself up on her elbows. Even in defeat, she clung to her noble pride. You may have won today, but don't forget your surname is Zhu, always will be. If you ever return to the Douluo Empire, you'll face sanctions from both the Imperial family and the Zhu family. You only joined a respected academy and became a disciple of a beloved teacher. None of that belongs to you. Daiwasi, gasping and clutching his chest, was equally stunned by Zhu Zhuqing's power. He forced out words that mixed proposal and arrogance. Zhu Zhuqing, you are powerful now, but you are still a daughter of Douluo nobility. If you refuse my good-for-nothing younger brother, I can make an exception, apply to father to make you my secondary consort. When I ascend the throne, you'll be protected. Your status will be second only to Zhu Zhuqing. Zhu Zhuqing will be empress. You will be my primary imperial concubine. He trailed off, gasping. With a warrior like Zhu Zhuqing at his side, the major noble houses of Star Luo would be subdued for generations. From outside the area defined by the Black Ropes, Great Hell, Ning Rongrong, and the rest of Taoyuan Academy had already dispatched the other members of the Star Luo Royal Academy. The seed team's tide had relied on Dai Weici and Zhu Zhuqing. With Zhu Zhuqing taking them both on, the rest of Star Luo simply couldn't compete with Ning Rongrong, Huo Wu, and the others. In fact, Ning Rongrong and her teammates had won without using their full cultivation methods. Watching the beaten two still spew threats at Zhu Zhuqing, who could hardly stand, and hearing their haughty words, Ning Rongrong's patience snapped. She rolled up her sleeve, and her fist shimmered with golden light, ready to test Dai Weici's luck with her inch punch. "Do you want to try the sharpness of my inch punch?" she asked through clenched teeth. If her blow landed, Dai Weici and Dai Mubai might be sharing more than family ties. "Rongrong, don't," Zhu Zhuqing said, cutting her off. She turned her back on Dai Weici and Zhu Zhuqing and addressed Zhu Zhuqing instead, her voice cool but steady. "I know you've always feared us younger sisters rising up and threatening your place. That's why, when our family competed for resources, you suppressed us. When I fled the Star Luo Empire, you sent people to pursue me. I know you weren't cruel enough to kill me. Otherwise, it would have been nearly impossible for me to leave the Empire alive. You simply didn't want me to return and compete with you. Even your words today were meant to provoke me. You can rest assured." Zhu Zhuqing's eyes never wavered. "I have no interest in the imperial family's struggles. If you want to be the crown prince's consort, go ahead. I will not fight you for it." She paused, and her voice softened, full of a decision she had made for herself. "From now on, I only want to quietly remain by teacher's side and study. I will cultivate and learn for the rest of my life. Everything else is unimportant to me." The referee, still shaken by what he had witnessed, fumbled for his announcement. I declare, Taoyuan Academy defeats Star Luo Royal Academy. Taoyuan Academy wins." He was stunned. Who had expected that display of the 10 halls of Yama? Zhu Zhuqing, however, did not react to the referee. Zhu Zhuqing's last sentence hung in the air, and for a long moment Zhu Zhuqing simply stared, frozen. This girl had truly changed. Chapter 122, The Supreme Pontiff's Token of Love. Starlight sifted down over the grounds. The day's competition had ended, and the teams advancing to the top 6 had been decided. Peach Garden Academy, Tianshui Academy, Spirit Hall Academy, Plant Academy, Windsword Sect Academy, Earth Armor Academy, and of course, Supreme Pontiff Palace. Supreme Pontiff Bibi Dong sat in the main seat of the palace, having restored her customary dignity and poise. In truth, her legs still trembled slightly, and the intimate garments beneath her robe were completely soaked. Thinking back to the young man's appearance that afternoon, her composed face flushed. It all felt like a dream. She had never imagined she could be so unmoored by a man. The physical response embarrassed her and yet drew her in irresistibly. His incomparable beauty alone could intoxicate. Coupled with his formidable power and the pressure of his presence, she had barely managed to restrain herself. If he hadn't been so strong, she might have given in to the temptation to detain him in the palace's secret chamber for further discussion. Returning to her senses, she felt a mix of annoyance and bewilderment. She was the Supreme Pontiff of Spirit Hall, the noble above tens of thousands of spirit masters. How could she find herself so affected by a young man? If she were to be captivated, she told herself, it should be by someone intelligent, exceptional, and unique, and somehow the description fit all too well. No wonder she had been helpless. If she could not resist him, then at least she would enjoy the feeling. Zhu Zhuqing, the youngest daughter of the Zhu family, one of the 4 great houses of Star Luo, she murmured to herself. I never expected Hell Civet to show such power. Teacher Su's instruction is astonishing. Suran, she added softly, in a single day, you've given me so many surprises. A sudden memory struck her. Bibi Dong fished through a wastebasket in the hall until she found the wrinkled, dirty warning note Suran had tucked away, the note she had thoughtlessly discarded earlier. She smoothed it with trembling fingers and pressed it to her heart like a treasure. The 4 words written on it read, "Do not impose on others what you do not desire." How philosophical, she thought. She must speak with Teacher Su about the deeper meaning when she had the chance. This was their encounter. This was the token of love from Teacher Su to the Supreme Pontiff. At that moment, the main members of the Spirit Hall Academy team, Hu Liana and Xie Yu, entered and bowed to Bibi Dong. "Teacher, you're back," they said respectfully. "You've arrived," she replied. She forced her voice to steady. "I have something to tell you." Seeing her disciples, she quickly regained composure and spoke plainly. "Tomorrow are the semi-final eliminations. Do you have confidence you can win?" Juliana and Xie Yu exchanged a worried look and shook their heads. They knelt on one knee. "Teacher, punish us if you must. We do not have absolute confidence in victory." Bibi Dong considered them for a moment. It's normal to lack confidence. Among the teams vying for the semi-final spots, 3 of them are led by Teacher Su's students, she said. "I called you here not to put pressure on you, but to tell you this. If you face Teacher Su's team in later matches, do not force the issue. Fight with your usual strength and do not overextend. Losing is not a disgrace." Ah, Hulina and Xie Yue's faces registered surprise. "Teacher, you never used to counsel us this way. Before, you always told us we had to be stronger than everyone else, that we had to shoulder Spirit Hall's future," Juliana protested. "Now you say this." Perhaps, Bibi Dong thought with a private smile, with a life beyond the palace and an outlet for the heart, a person's temperament could soften. Everyone had once been a young girl, dreaming of a future and a prince. "All right, you two may go. Rest well. On your way out, have Ghost Douluo come in," Bibi Dong added, waving them off. Outside, Hulina still looked puzzled. Xie Yue noticed and sighed. "Nana, I don't want to lose either," she said, "but you must have seen Zhu Zhuqing's strength today. She alone could give us a headache. With Peach Garden Academy's foundation, their other members may well have hidden cards. Our chances are very low. The Supreme Pontiff may be right. We should accept defeat if it comes." Hulina looked at her brother. "I'm not thinking about whether we can beat Peach Garden. I'm thinking Teacher has changed. Didn't you notice?" Shio frowned and thought back. "She's different. His Excellency used to keep a cold face and speak from above. Earlier, I thought I saw a smile I'd never seen on her, a kind of warmth. What happened?" "You don't mean Teacher's in love, do you?" Hulina exclaimed, stamping her foot. "With Teacher Su of Peach Garden Academy?" Shio gave a tentative answer. "Maybe. Teacher Su really is handsome and powerful too, about our age. It's hard to believe someone like him exists on the continent." Juliana's eyes gleamed. The memory of Suran's appearance set her heart racing, even her tail wagged. "Brother, if Teacher thinks highly of Peach Garden, why don't we abandon the darkness and embrace the light? Let's go learn from Teacher Su." "You can't be serious," Shiyu warned. With a clang, a large hand wrapped Shiyu's head. Elder Guimei had slipped up behind them. "You two rascals, don't even joke about betraying His Excellency the Supreme Pontiff," he scolded. "It's Nana's idea, not mine," Shiyue complained, rubbing his head. "Grandpa Gui wouldn't hit me, would he?" Hulina whined. Guimei gave a resigned nod. "Fine. Joke among yourselves if you like, but never truly harbor those thoughts. Understood?" "But Teacher Su is so handsome. His students are so powerful." Hulina went on, eyes dreamy. "It's a pity you and Elder Ju weren't there, Grandpa Gui. Teacher Su is the most handsome man I've ever seen." At the name Suran, Hulina's fatigue vanished. She bubbled with endless enthusiasm until Sheyue cut in. "Elder Gui, His Excellency asked us to urge you to see her. You should go." Guimei touched his forehead, looked sheepish, and went inside the Supreme Pontiff Palace. "Right. I also have a report to make to His Excellency. As for this Suran, tomorrow I'll see for myself whether he's as handsome as you girls say." That night, many young women tossed and turned, sleepless. Inside the palace, Guimei reported the other, grimmer matters. "Your Excellency, according to statistics, in the incident where our hall blocked Peach Garden Academy students, the total number of Spirit Master casualties was 76. Among them were 5 bishops above the Spirit Saint realm, 12 knight commanders at Spirit Emperor level, and the remainder were silver-armored knights from Spirit Ancestor to Spirit King." Bibi Dong's face darkened. 76? It's worse than that, Guimei continued. "Most of the severe and fatal injuries weren't caused by a Spirit Master's power." Bibi Dong shot him a sharp look. "Not injured by Chen Xin?" The healer's examination shows only a few of the spirit saint level severe injuries, and about a dozen knights' critical wounds were caused by the 7-kill sword. The majority of the fatal and grievous wounds came from an external object. Guimei produced 2 pitch-black projectile heads in his palm. I asked the injured. They said it was fired by the accompanying Spirit Master team from the 7 Treasure Glazed Tile School. When fired, it burst with black flames, extremely fast and devastating. If someone didn't use a spirit ability to repel it, it would pierce flesh and bone, and then, bloom, explode inside the body. The result was instant death or crippling. Even for a spirit emperor, it was hard to survive. He shook his head. The most terrifying thing is, their rescue team of only 20 people defeated our Spirit Master squad of over 50 in mere seconds. Guimei clicked his tongue in disgust. We've never seen anything like it. It's terrifying. A thread of spirit power wrapped around one of the black projectiles. The head unfurled like a hell-flying flower, dark red, blooming with a deadly beauty. Bibi Dong's jaw tightened. This is not something the 7 Treasure Glazed Tile School could have developed on its own, she said at last. It must have been provided by Teacher Su. Otherwise, their status could not have risen so suddenly. You Xiaogang, this is all you're doing, she snapped inwardly. If she had not listened to his slander, the Supreme Pontiff Palace would never have come to blows with Peach Garden Academy. They would not have lost so many elite spirit masters. Has Yu Xiaogang been dealt with? She asked. He's been expelled from the city and stripped of his position per your order. Make sure it's done properly. I do not want to see him again. And Tang-san? Tang-san? Guimei's face went pale. What? Have I been so busy recovering I'm out of the loop? Bibi Dong's expression turned cold. Guimei scrambled through recent intelligence and answered hurriedly. Understood. The disciple of Clear Sky Sect must not be allowed to leave, especially since he possesses a spirit bone. As Guimei turned to go, Bibi Dong added in a voice that was calm but full of intent. Make a plaque for the center of the Supreme Pontiff Palace. Engrave 8 characters on it. Do not impose on others what you do not desire. Chapter 123. The 3-foot green bamboo sword startles the crowd and secures a final spot. The 3 beauties of the Supreme Pontiff Palace pined for someone under the starry night, and unable to have him, slipped into a shared dream of the peach immortal youth, sweet fantasies filling their pillows. In the lobby of the 7 Treasure Glazed Tile Grand Hotel, the students of Peach Garden Academy, Tianshui Academy, and Plant Academy were hardly idle either. The girls clustered together, whispering excitedly about Teacher Su's appearance. The liveliest of them all was Shui Bing'er, hand in hand with her sister Shui Bing'er, eyes bright and never still as she jabbered away. I was absolutely right to pull my sister into becoming a disciple, Shui Bing'er declared with triumphant flair. This is the best decision I've ever made. Me, Shui Bing'er, am amazing. The 3 sisters of Plant Academy, Yao Zi, Mu Yunju, and Mu Yunteng, were still reeling from the revelation that their eccentric, seemingly unassuming teacher was not only talented and powerful, but hiding an even more devastating trump card. Once Su Ran revealed that final move, no one, regardless of age or rank, seemed safe. Of everyone present, Du Guyan felt the deepest shock. She sat beside Ye Lingling, who watched her with gentle curiosity. Yanzi, really? You studied with Teacher Su for a year without ever seeing his face? Ye Lingling asked softly, Why do you seem calmer than Ning Rongrong and Xiao Wu? Du Guyan buried her face in her hands and slumped down on the sofa. Calmer? Calm? That's not calm. It's regret. I've cursed myself in my head 1,000 times. I am the biggest idiot on the continent. Of all the 7 core students, only I behaved like a fool. Before Ye Lingling could say more, Chen Xin appeared, walking down from the hotel's 3rd floor in his white robes. The girls had briefly hoped it might be Teacher Su, but when they recognized Sword Douluo Chen Xin, their faces dimmed with disappointment. Chen Xin noticed Ning Rongrong's pout and grinned helplessly. Don't be upset because it's Grandpa's sword instead, he teased. You don't dislike me, do you? Ning Rongrong mumbled. It's not that. It's just Teacher Su's appearance stole our hearts. Then he ran off without even chatting with us or talking about tomorrow's tactics. Sigh. Xiao Wu chimed in. What he said made sense, though. Everybody go back and rest. There are still matches tomorrow. Only 6 teams have advanced so far, and tomorrow half will be eliminated to determine the finals. The chance one of our 3 teams meets Spirit Hall Academy is high. Teacher Su wants you focused, not distracted by silly things. Ning Rongrong, who normally liked to be a little spoiled and imperious, stepped into a true senior sister role. Do well, everyone. Don't let Teacher Su down. If all 3 of our teams make the finals, Teacher Su would be thrilled. That said, the responsible Ning Rongrong promised to tease Teacher Su thoroughly after the competition. When the girls finally agreed to return to their rooms and rest, Chenshin let out a quiet sigh. He stepped outside, looked up at the stars, and thought about Suran. Suran's Taiji sword had already astonished him. Its depth and refinement belied the youthfulness of its wielder. Chenshin had assumed Suran must be at least 30 or 40. He hadn't expected the prodigy to be under 20, already a titled Douluo, and to possess such an unusually complete body of techniques and theory. This continent was on the brink of change. What kind of era was this, exactly? The next morning, before dawn, the 5 advancing academies gathered in front of the Supreme Pontiff Palace's Duhun Arena. Everyone was eager to see the matches, especially the moment Suran and the Peach Garden students entered the arena. Suran's presence alone pulled all eyes. Leng Yuhan, Tianshui Academy's team leader, teased the 2 Shui sisters as they waited. Did Teacher Su take you both as disciples? Could I, your aunt, have a chance to join Peach Garden Academy? Say my name more often to him. Look at me, I'm not bad. Maybe I could be his girlfriend. Shui Bing'er pouted. Teacher Su is only a few years older than me. It's more like he'd be my boyfriend, not yours, aunt. Leng Yuhan, ever theatrical, leaned closer. Keep good things in the family. Maybe step up from aunt to wife. The announcements began. Today's first elimination match, Tianshui Academy versus Earth Armored Academy. Second match, Plant Academy versus Wind Sword Sect Academy. Third match, Peach Garden Academy versus Spirit Hall Academy. When the draw was complete, the first match started. Earth Armored Academy, a defense-oriented Earth element school from the Star Luo Empire, specialized in Earth-shaped battlefield control and generally produced older, experienced fighters. Their team excelled at team combat and defensive formation, but Tianshui had prepared exactly the right counter. With the martial soul fusion technique, ice and snow rain falling, Tianshui was able to restrain Earth Armored's Earth elements. Water's restraining influence on Earth, combined with that fusion's power, quickly turned the match. Tianshui Academy advanced to the semifinals. Next up was Plant Academy against Wind Sword Sect. The Wind Sword Sect is one of the lower 4 sects. Most of its members are sword-type Wind Spirit Masters, and the team even included 3 Spirit Ancestors above level 40. In facing them, the Plant Sisters, Yaozi, Mu Yunteng, and Mu Yunju, felt real pressure. Wind and sword-type spirits naturally counter Plant Academy's strengths. Fire can scorch wood over time, but a sword can cut through vines in an instant. After a dozen exchanges, Mu Yunju could see their energy waning. She nodded to her captain. Yaozi, if this keeps up, we'll lose. Yunteng's green vine can't get close enough for her acupoint strikes. Your vermilion bird whip technique can hold them, but it won't finish them quickly. Yaozi thought for a moment. They're using swords. Why don't you be the main attacker and try something different? Mu Yunju's eyes flashed. Teacher Su taught me the white ape sword play. The idea that one can fight 100 can fight 10,000. I just need more spirit power to toughen my green bamboo and strengthen the sword glow. Mu Yunju's green bamboo had already been reinforced by the rare sword jade green plant and was far tougher than ordinary. Still, against multiple sword masters from Wind Sword Sect, she would be outnumbered. Yaozi and Mu Yunteng exchanged a quick glance and decided to help. Their 3-person spirit fusion wasn't as refined as Tianshui's, but under Suran's secret instruction, they had managed a basic martial soul integrated skill. Channeling their spirit power into Mu Yunju, red flame patterns bled into the green bamboo, giving it both green vine and vermilion bird thorns characteristics. Sword style, green rain, Mu Yunju announced. Her aura shifted. With spirit power surging past level 50, the bamboo in her hands radiated a sharp, piercing energy. She rushed into the Wind Sword Sect's sword formation. The bamboo seemed to break into 1,000 threads of green rain, moving with blinding speed. Teacher Su had emphasized 3 essentials of the swordplay: speed, seizing weaknesses by following the flow, and concentrated attack power. Speed lets you face many opponents. Following the flow lets you exploit small openings with minimal effort, and real attack power makes those strikes effective. Mu Yunju had not perfected the form, but she had practiced relentlessly. Her speed and flow were exceptional for her level, and with Yao Zi and Mu Yunteng's spirit support, her attacks carried lethal force. She wove through the swordsmen so rapidly that her movements were almost invisible. Only streaks of green sword energy flashed across the arena. When she finally halted, several of Windsword Sect's sword-type spirit masters lay on the ground, bodies lacerated and unwilling to move, for fear a green sword glow would strike them again. Mu Yunju's blade had intimidated them into submission. As spectators whispered and the commentators gasped, Plant Academy's victory was sealed. Mu Yunju stood tall. Her performance had made the school, often considered among the weaker finalists, shine brilliantly for the first time. Watching from the sidelines, Chen Xin's mind churned. Martial soul fusion power again. Did all of Teacher Su's students know how to use that? Were martial soul fusion and martial soul integrated skills suddenly commonplace? Only another sword-type spirit master could appreciate how exquisite Mu Yunju's sword work truly was. If that style could be fully mastered and widely taught, could any sword master learn to face dozens or hundreds at once? High spirit power alone did not guarantee victory. For most spirit masters, teamwork, technique, and the ability to exploit weaknesses mattered more. Mu Yunju's white ape swordplay could seize gaps with deadly precision. If she had not held back, her strikes might have been lethal. But Chen Xin shook his head. Such refined swordplay, if not personally taught by someone like Teacher Su, would be nearly impossible to grasp. Even with a manual, another practitioner would struggle to capture a tenth of its essence. 124. The Nightmare of the Spirit Hall Team, Foxcrack, Who Doubts His Life. Teacher Su's disciples were truly extraordinary, an eye-opener. Green Vine Restraint, Vermilion Bird Whip Technique, Green Bamboo Sword Shadow, Flowing Water Refraction, Heavenly Frost Ice Phoenix, 9 Treasure Golden Bell. Each student's spirit had been guided by him down a distinctive, multi-dimensional path to surprising heights. Is this perhaps the right way to cultivate spirit masters? Nana and the others felt immense pressure. Su Ran, the Su Ran with the Peach Blossom Spirit? After the 2 matches between Tianshui Academy and Plant Academy, Bibi Dong and the others were full of praise. If Su Ran weren't an enemy, his teaching alone and the performance of his disciples would command respect. Gui Mei, standing beside Bibi Dong, stared with wide eyes at Teacher Su Ran, who stood composedly in the VIP area. It seemed being utterly beaten by such a young man was strangely easier to accept. Chrysanthemum Pass, terrified of Su Ran's immortal-grade peach blossom branch, had developed a phobia of the Qirong Tongtian chrysanthemum spirit and had refused to come watch the matches. Gui Mei wanted to complain inwardly. What a pity that such a beauty-loving coward missed Dean Su's peerless charm. The next match is about to begin. Spirit Hall Academy team and Peach Garden Academy students, please prepare, the announcer called. When they learned they would face Peach Garden Academy in the 6-3 round, the faces of the Spirit Hall team grew grim. Hulina and Sheiyue looked especially downcast. Their teacher had told them not to worry about the result, to just fight calmly, but if they couldn't even make the grand finals, that thought ate at them. No matter what, we have to fight. Even if we can't win, I have to let Teacher Su see my charm. We're not that bad. Hulina muttered. If we fight, Peach Garden Academy must pay for it. Sheiyue said through gritted teeth and stepped onto the stage first. Spirit Hall Academy, Hulina, 51st level Spirit King, Spirit Charming Fox, she announced. Spirit Hall's strength lay in having 3 Spirit Kings above level 50. Yan, the 3rd member of the Golden Generation, also possessed Spirit King level power. Sheiyue and Hulina shared the martial soul fusion skill, Charming Fox, a fusion released by 2 Spirit Kings that could rival the strength of a Spirit Emperor. But even that had limits. Under Su Ran's guidance, the 3 beauties of Tianshui Academy had also used a martial soul fusion skill. Water Bing'er's Ice Phoenix had condensed a beast's spirit true body that exceeded a 60th level Spirit Emperor. Yet even that ice phoenix was defeated by Peach Garden, and in Peach Garden's eyes, Spirit Hall's fusion was no longer unbeatable. As expected, Peach Garden already had a counter. In the rematch with Tianshui, they'd used a martial soul fusion skill of their own, a technique that gathered the spirit power of 6 team members onto Ning Rongrong alone. It was surprising because as a support spirit master, Ning Rongrong normally had little combat ability on her own. But when the whole team's power flowed into her 9-treasure golden body glazed tile pagoda, the pagoda swelled into a true body tool spirit, a giant, dozens of meters tall pagoda radiating golden light. Even blunt force attacks like smashing or ramming became devastating, more ferocious than the clear sky hammer. On top of that, Ning Rongrong had cultivated the 9-treasure golden bell cover and a Vajra spirit bone. That spirit bone, though only 2,000 years old at base, had been nurtured and strengthened to the equivalent of 8,000 years. With the golden bell covering the pagoda, it became effectively indestructible. Not even the ice phoenix's heavenly frost breath could destroy it. When the gigantic pagoda stood firm in the frozen river and collided with the ice phoenix, the phoenix disintegrated first. Facing Xie Yu and Hulina's charming fox fusion, Peach Garden didn't bother with their own fusion. Xiao Wu and Dugu Yan charged straight into the charming fox's domain for one-on-one duels. Wang Sheng went against Yan. Ning Rongrong, Zhu Zhuqing, and Meng Yiren each found single opponents. Ye Lingling provided auxiliary assaults with her soul-sucking technique and 2 Black Lotus petals. Peach Garden fought as if it were the final match. They had to show, not just win. The 2 teams already qualified for the grand finals were sister teams and had already fought, so this match was where they proved themselves for the Academy's annual assessment. The finals were key to their scores, their teacher had said. Add Spirit Hall's previous outrageous behavior against Peach Garden and Supreme Pontiff Bibi Dong's flirtations with Teacher Su, and Ning Rongrong, Xiao Wu, Meng Yiren, and the others had every reason to vent. Their plan was brutal and precise: unleash everything and demonstrate a year's worth of cultivation. Crush Spirit Hall, Ning Rongrong, Inch Punch, Golden Bell Cover, plus 9-treasure soul suppression. Xiao Wu, Soft Skill Brutal Throw, Tai Chi 2 Poles, Pure Moon Jade Body. Zhuqing Yellow Springs Movement Evasion, Earth Nether Hand, 10 Halls of Yama. Wang Sheng, Subduing Tiger Fist, Overbearing Art. Duguyan, Snake Dragon Dual Form, Calamity Poison Art. Meng Yiren, Yellow Springs Movement Evasion, Undead Heavenly Call. Yelingling, Soul Sucking Technique, plus Healing, Life Devouring Integration. Spirit Hall's 7-person team suffered the most desperate beating of their competitive lives, perhaps of their entire lives. Only Spirit Hall itself could slightly withstand the concentrated firepower of Peach Garden's 7. The atmosphere around the arena went from tense to comically tragic as Spirit Hall's members were hammered down. Get up, keep fighting. Giving up already? I haven't even used my ultimate. I've practiced 100,000 punches. I've only thrown 99. Stand up like a man. Who's coming out to face me? So weak. Who's responsible for my annual score? I don't want to be last again. We surrender. I want to surrender. Captain, come out and surrender. I can't take it. Peach Garden still has hidden cards. If you hit me with 100,000 punches, I'll be meat paste. Please, have mercy. You can't beat me like a sandbag even for a high score. After this match, Peach Garden earned a new title among the younger students, the 7 Devils of Peach Garden. The younger students from Tianshui and Plant Academies, watching their senior sisters unleash everything, realized those seniors had been holding back before. They had only trained a month, yet Teacher Su had pushed them to a different level. How could a year of cultivation be overtaken so easily? In the crimson haze of the charming fox, fused Shi Yue and Hulina were beaten until their souls wavered. Their faces turned purple, their spirits tottered and nearly disintegrated. They tumbled to the edge of the scarlet mist, terrified, reaching out for help from their teammates. Surrender? Help! Help me! The moment those words left their mouths, Xiao Wu dragged them back and the beating resumed. A piercing scream split the air. Hulina cracked, babbling incoherently as if she'd become someone else. Lianana. She had wanted to show well, to win Teacher Su's praise, but instead became a prop in Xiao Wu and Duguyan's performance. At times like this, one wondered if they were even fighting ordinary spirit masters anymore. Supreme Pontiff Bibidong's mouth twitched watching from the stands. She had expected Peach Garden to be strong, but not to this degree. Below the arena, Suran smiled helplessly. Those girls truly loved to play. Chapter 125, Internal Strife Among the Three Academies, Peach Garden Crowned Champion. The three teams that reached the finals were all disciples of Suran. 1. Peach Garden Academy, 2. Tianshui Academy, 3. Plant Academy. The finals used a round-robin format with 3 matches. In the first match, one team drew a bye while the other two faced off in a Spirit Master duel to produce a winner and a loser. In the second match, the winner would meet the team that had the bye. If the winner won again, they secured the championship. If the team with the bye won, the winner's rank would be locked in as runner-up. The third match decided the remaining places. If the winner of the second match had already clinched the title, the bye team and the loser would fight for runner-up and third place. If the second match winner ended up as runner-up, the bye team could take the championship by defeating the loser, leaving the loser in third. Before the finals began, Supreme Pontiff Bibidong and Ning Fengji announced the championship rewards. The 3 spirit bones originally prepared by the Supreme Pontiff Palace, the spirit head bone of wisdom condensation, the burst incineration flame right arm bone, and the wind-chasing left leg bone of rapid advance, had already had the most precious one, the spirit head bone of wisdom condensation, given to Peach Garden Academy as an apology reward. It was therefore replaced with a slightly inferior 10,000-year spirit bone, the green wood spirit ape left arm bone. Ning Fengji additionally awarded each member of the championship team 100,000 gold coins, clearly intended as second-round funding for Peach Garden Academy after their earlier advancement. Everyone was particularly eager to see how Suran's 3 disciple teams would fare against one another. Supreme Pontiff Bibidong, Ning Fengji, Chen Xin, and other leaders wanted to know how disciples would handle their classmates' unique skills. In the first match, Tianshui Academy had the bye, and Peach Garden faced Plant Academy. As sister teams, the match became a careful, measured assessment, senior sisters testing the junior sisters. Suran's instruction was implicit. For the finals, the junior teams would show how well they'd learned their unique skills. The senior sisters would respond with their advanced basic unique skills. No cultivation techniques or martial soul fusion skills would be used, otherwise the junior teams would stand no chance. The duels were swift and precise. Duguyan met Muyunteng's green snake whip and acupoint tapping with her dragon snake dual form, but her basic unique skill was countered, and she ended up temporarily immobilized by acupoint tapping. Meng Yuran, using body movement crossing yellow springs and the undead serpent blade, nimbly evaded a green vine attack and defeated her junior sister. Ning Rongrong's 5-layered golden bell, completely fire immune, made her an ideal tank against Yaozi's vermilion bird whip technique. Ning Rongrong finished the bout with a second-tier inch punch. Huo Wu displayed her Tai Chi 2 forms and with deft, jade-like hands, received the green bamboo sword glow. Mu Yunju, who had not practiced swordplay as long, couldn't match Huo Wu's cleverness and lost. Peach Garden took the first match. In the second match, Tianshui Academy stepped into the ring against Peach Garden. Huo Wu performed brilliantly again, using Tai Chi cloud hands to disperse the chilling force of soft ice and frost, defeating Shui Bing'er. Duguyan broke through flowing water tricks and shattered the illusion that had sheltered junior sister Shui Yuer. Shui Yuer's mirage collapsed under Duguyan's dragon snake dual form. Tianshui Academy lost the second match, and Peach Garden Academy secured the championship. The third match, Tianshui Academy versus Plant Academy, was a clash of pride. Both junior teams had lost to their senior sisters and could excuse that, but neither wanted to be beaten by the other. Losing to seniors who had years more training was understandable. Losing to a fellow junior would mean lacking diligence, talent, or skill. No one wanted to leave that impression before their teacher. This was a battle to prove who among the new students was the most outstanding disciple under Suran. Only the best disciple gets the teacher's tutelage and the chance to be chosen as a successor. "Let's duel," one of them declared. Flowing Water Shingi, Shui Yuer's hand produced a round of azure fist intent. With her jade pig spirit attached, she appeared as a water phantom maiden in a misty blue haze. Ice cotton, frost! Water Bing'er answered, her hands veiled by the wings of an ice phoenix, sharp frost that nonetheless held a soft, water-like quality. The Plant Academy trio took their stances in turn. Green vine whip, vermilion bird whip, bamboo hum. A phantom green snake writhed, the vermilion bird cried. Long bamboo shadows hummed as the green bamboo sword glow vibrated through the air. Muyunzu's spirit and manner suited the bamboo sword's reclusive elegance, echoing a trace of Su Ran himself. The aura they emitted was different from ordinary spirit master clashes. It felt as if spirit attachment had been raised to an extreme. Each motion drew directly on the spirit's power, yet it did not feel like dependence. Even without the spirit, they moved with strength beyond casual practitioners. After the 5 senior and junior sisters exchanged basic unique skills, they returned to their teams and engaged in full team combat. The exchanges between Water Bing'er, Yaozi, Mu Yunzu, and Mu Yunteng were fiercely contested. For a time, Water Bing'er gained the upper hand. But Shui Yuer suffered. Fist techniques are at an inherent disadvantage against whips and swords, and water elemental techniques were checked by plant elemental attacks. On top of that, her spirit power was lower. No matter how adept she had been at using flowing water to reflect and conduct electricity in past fights, now she was at a clear disadvantage. Shui Yuer's overall performance ranked last in the match. "Sis, we're originally 2 bodies, 1 entity, right?" Shui Yuer pleaded, eyes bright. "Sis, ice is just water's second form. We are ice and water as one. If teacher asks, your record is my record, isn't it?" Water Bing'er considered. Can it be calculated that way?" Shui Yuer said hesitantly. "Yes, it can." Water Bing'er grinned. "We, ice and water, are originally one. Sister, go. You can't beat them alone, but together we can." "Huh? Yuer, aren't you the one who can't beat them?" Shui Yuer protested. "Oh, don't fuss over details. Why be so exact about boundaries between us? In the future, when teacher's child calls one of us mom, we'll both be mom. See how generous I am?" Water Bing'er teased. The 2 of them moved as one. Martial Soul Fusion Skill, Ice and Snow Rain Falling, Heavenly Phoenix. Martial Soul Fusion Integrated Skill, Green Snake and Sparrow Dance. A giant ice phoenix rose, wings beating, and crashed into a giant sparrow entwined with long green snake vines. The clash between the ice phoenix and the fire sparrow roared through the arena. Frost evaporated into a vast cloud of mist that spread across half the sky above the stands. When the vapor cleared, the Plant Academy students, Yaozi, Mu Yunteng, Mu Yunzu, and the rest, emerged looking exhausted and dejected. "We lost," they admitted. Water Bing'er cupped her hands slightly. More than half of the spirit power in both sisters had been expended. "You only studied martial soul fusion theory and unique skills for about half a month," she said gently. "To be able to put out this kind of power already shows a lot. If you'd practiced longer, this could have been a much tougher fight, or you might even have won." The referee stepped forward and announced the final standings. Peach Garden Academy, champion. Tianshui Academy, runner-up. Plant Academy, 3rd place. Chapter 126, Tang Hao's Fury. "How dare you teach my son like this? What is your crime?" "Teacher Su, congratulations. Taoyuan Academy has won the Soul Master competition. These children are the champions, and you, Teacher Su, are truly the teacher of champions. Spirit Hall had many misunderstandings with Taoyuan Academy before this. I hope Teacher Su will let bygones be bygones. Spirit Hall wishes to maintain an everlasting good relationship with Taoyuan Academy. These are the rewards for the competition. 3 10,000-year spirit bones, and a special token personally made by me for Teacher Su, the Supreme Pontiff Palace's first teacher's order. There's only one of these. It is Spirit Hall's command to Teacher Su. At any time, any spirit master below the rank of elder is at Teacher Su's disposal." Supreme Pontiff Bibi Dong stepped forward herself to present the 3 10,000-year spirit bones to Taoyuan Academy. Su Ran did not take them personally. He let Ning Rongrong receive them. A faint regret flickered over Bibi Dong's exquisite face as she subtly stroked her slender jade fingers. Clearly, Teacher Su still held a grudge against the Supreme Pontiff Palace and remained wary of her. Ning Rongrong accepted the 3 spirit bones, her expression shifting as well. Even for the 7-treasure glazed tile school, such treasures were exceedingly precious. The so-called First Teacher's Order was slightly larger than the Supreme Pontiff's own order, but its patterns were different. The Teacher's Order bore only 3 spirit motifs: a seraphim, a purple spider, and at the very center, a brilliantly carved peach blossom branch. After the students received their awards, Suran did not linger. He waved the token and sent it in a graceful arc through the air. It landed perfectly in the hands of the tall angel statue in front of the Supreme Pontiff Palace. At the same moment, 3 peach blossom branches flew straight toward Sword Douluo Continent. Suran's figure had already moved toward the exit. He said lightly, "There's no need for the token. I am not a member of Spirit Hall, nor do I need such privileges. I believe truth is founded on strength." Sword Douluo, about our agreement to spar with 3 sword moves. The sword intent is contained in these peach branches. I hope they help you. All right, girls, we've been out long enough. It's time to return to the academy. Teacher has rewards for you as well. Even faced with Supreme Pontiff Bibi Dong's overtures, Suran remained unmoved. He knew this woman was not to be trifled with. Teacher has more rewards? The girls asked, eyes brightening. Rewards that can fulfill any request? They asked again, more excited than even for the 3 10,000-year spirit bones. The students from Tianshui Academy and Plant Academy, the Mu Yunju sisters, Shui Bing'er, and other young girls also lit up. Do the 2nd and 3rd place winners get rewards too? Yes, children. Teacher never favors one over another. Detected that the host's students have won the Soul Master competition for the first time, rewarding the host with a 30% increase in spirit power, a 10,000-year increase in the age of all spirit rings, a 30% increase in proficiency for all ultimate techniques, and 7 master-level ultimate techniques suitable for a 7-person team. Detected that the host's students have won 2nd place in the competition, rewarding the host with a 10% increase in spirit power, a 3,000-year increase in the age of all spirit rings, a 10% increase in proficiency for all ultimate techniques, 2 opportunities to draw advanced cultivation methods, and 2 precious flowers and herbs. Detected that the host's disciples have won 3rd place in the Soul Master competition, rewarding the host with a 5% increase in spirit power, a 1,000-year increase in the age of all spirit rings, a 5% increase in proficiency for all ultimate techniques, and 1 opportunity to draw an advanced cultivation method. Epic Master's Crown upgraded, Glorious Master's Crown. Gained Glorious Master buff. For every disciple within the Peach Garden domain, the host gains a 20% increase in all attributes, up to a maximum of 400%. As Suran led his students out of the Supreme Pontiff Palace with a dashing air and high spirits, the system's grand final rewards issued themselves. Suran's spirit power now approached that of a level 95 Super Douluo. He had gained many cultivation methods and ultimate techniques. His proficiency and martial mastery had reached near perfection. Supreme Pontiff Bibi Dong was momentarily captivated by Suran's handsome wave, her divine soul in a daze. Watching his carefree retreat and then glancing at the token resting in the angel statue's hand, Hulina stared blankly. "Teacher, he's so handsome, so dashing," she breathed. He had left lightly, treating the 10,000-year spirit bones with indifference and not lingering even over the exclusive token offered by the Supreme Pontiff. "Yes, indeed. There's nobody like him on the whole continent," Supreme Pontiff Bibi Dong murmured. "Nana, do you think teacher, having been single for so long, should find a man?" Hulina asked, startled. "Ah?" Hulina blinked. "But Teacher Su doesn't seem very interested in you." "Nana, you're still young. You don't understand. I think he's just playing hard to get, pretending to be calm." "Is that really true, teacher?" "Of course." Outside Spirit City, the cold wind bit and the night lay desolate. Grandmaster Yu Xiaogang, his face full of sorrow, traveled far along the main road in his wheelchair. Abandoned by the Supreme Pontiff Palace, Liu Erlong disheartened, the competition a failure. Though the weather was mild, Yu Xiaogang felt as if snow and bitter wind were blowing, chilling him to the bone. "Xiaogang, don't be stubborn. You can't move or speak right now. If you don't humble yourself and return to the Blue Lightning Tyrant Dragon Clan, what will you do?" Flender said on the night road. The Blue Lightning Tyrant Dragon Clan is one of the upper three sects. At least they can offer you a better life in your later years. With the failure of this competition, our team has collapsed. Hongjun is badly injured. He's lame, and though his evil fire has been suppressed, his meridians are frozen. I don't know how long he'll take to recover. Mubai was taken by the Star Luo Crown Prince Dai Weishi. His fate is uncertain. We may never see him again. We were incompetent. We couldn't protect him. Little Ao was also seriously affected. Shrek Academy is completely unviable now. It's ruined. After I send you back to the Blue Lightning Tyrant Dragon Clan, I plan to return and open a small shop. Live a simple life, that's all. Alas. Actually, Xiaogong, you haven't had a bad life. I've always envied you. Look at you, born to the direct line of a major clan, the best learning resources, a relationship with the Supreme Pontiff, and Erlong loved you so much. How I wish I were you, but you truly deserve to die. Erlong loved you so much, yet you treated her like a tool. Sometimes I think you're an animal. But none of that matters now. If you're guilty, you've already received your punishment. Flender sighed. He never imagined their golden triangle would end like this. His words struck the battered Yu Xiaogang. He trembled with agitation, his eyes flashing fiercely. He pushed Flender away as if to say, "How dare you mock me? Even you kick me while I'm down? Get lost. All of you, get lost." All right, Flender said with weary sarcasm. "You're remarkable. You're amazing. You're incredible. You're in this pathetic state and still throwing a tantrum? If you're truly capable, find a way to survive on your own. I'm done." Flender gave Yu Xiaogang a disdainful glance. Then, remembering the years of pressure Yu Xiaogang had placed on him and the money he'd spent, he turned and kicked him to the ground. "Damn it! You're miserable and still throwing a tantrum at me? I gave you too much face. If you ask me, Dean Su should have just killed you. If it weren't for you, would Erlong have waited so many years? If it weren't for you stirring up trouble, would our Shrek have closed? If it weren't for you, maybe I would have taken my students and joined Taoyuan Academy to live a good life. Having a friend like you, I, Flender, have truly had 8 lifetimes worth of bad luck. How unlucky." "Tui!" Flender spat on Yu Xiaogong's face. Having vented his anger, he felt relieved. He flapped his wings and disappeared into the night. Yu Xiaogong lay sprawled, trying to get up. It was agonizingly difficult to get back into his wheelchair. He looked up at the bright moon and felt utterly desolate. He had so much he wanted to say, but his words could not come. How had it come to this, abandoned by everyone? He had imagined a future of 30 years of endurance, finally guiding the Clear Sky Sect's twin spirit genius into becoming a continent-shaking legend, proving his return. Spirit Hall, Clear Sky Sect, 7 treasure glazed tile school, all of them would be his allies. How could it end like this? Tears streamed down his weathered face. He truly could not hold on any longer. He had collapsed. He had lost everything. As his vision blurred with tears, a young figure slowly emerged from the darkness. Yu Xiaogong's face changed as he recognized the person. San, he could only murmur. Little San, his most treasured disciple, had to understand him. He wouldn't abandon him. Then a middle-aged man's angry voice cut through the night. "Yu Xiaogong, what a fine job you've done. I entrusted little San to you for cultivation, and what have you taught my son to become? What is your crime?" Chapter 127, Yaner. If you can win over Dean Su, you'll bring glory to my Dugu family. Useless. Is this the great thing you've done? Letting little San add a spirit ring to the Clear Sky Hammer ahead of time, exposing his spirit during the Soul Master competition, and then suffering a crushing defeat in the first match. Is this your teaching? Do you even deserve to be called a Grandmaster? You've truly let me down. Because of your failed guidance, my son is now pursued by Spirit Hall. If I hadn't stepped in, he'd already be dead at their hands, you useless man. You have chosen the path of death. Yu Xiaogong, from this moment on our master-disciple relationship is severed. I no longer consider you my teacher. This is the last mercy I extend to you. Give back my Supreme Pontiff's token. No. Damn you, you even lost my Supreme Pontiff's token. Damn you. No. In the darkness of night, Yu Xiaogong went flying like a rag doll, kicked away by Tang Hao. A few days later, Soto City, Taoyuan Academy. It wasn't as bustling as Heavendoe or as solemn as Spirit City, but it was exceptionally peaceful. Among swaying peach blossoms and red maples, the place felt like a little paradise. In the 3 months since leaving, Taoyuan Academy had expanded again. The whole campus now covered over 100 acres. The original Peach Garden campus, the converted Shrek campus, now a flower and plant garden with lounges and a cafeteria, and the back mountain cultivation area. They were called the Study Hall, the Flower and Plant Garden, and the Back Mountain Training Ground. In the Flower and Plant Garden, Poison Douluo Bo held a watering can and bent over patiently, giving nutrient solution to the rare plants. Seeing the seeds sprout vigorously, green tips pushing through the soil, he felt satisfaction. These were precious plants that would normally take centuries to mature. Planted in Peach Garden's treasure land and nourished by the spirit fluid Dean Su had left, their growth was astonishingly fast. Streams of spiritual energy converged from the plants and purified his poisoned body. Coupled with the exclusive detox method, Poison Core, taught to him by Dean Su, Bo could feel the toxins receding and his body repairing itself. Bo wasn't like Yan. He himself was a titled Douluo and had naturally formed a jade phosphor serpent poison pill inside him when the toxins reached a certain concentration. It wasn't something he had learned to use. Suran would not neglect those who had contributed to Taoyuan Academy and its students. The detox method he taught was unprecedented. Tens of thousands of years later, on the Douluo Continent, the Spirit Master system advanced, and a substance called a spirit core appeared among titled Douluo. Bo's inner pill was a prototype of such a core. If that pill could be guided and refined into a spirit core that could integrate and expel toxins, creating a unique poison path for the Lin snake venom, then the venom eroding his body could be dealt with fundamentally. It would also greatly boost his power, shedding his reputation as a low-tier titled Douluo. Suran's method was effective. Not only did the Lin snake venom burden his body less, the poison core let him absorb and release spirit power more efficiently. His spirit power had already reached level 93. "Hey kid, stop punching. Come put away the fertilizer and watering tools." Bo set down the can and rested in a chair, calling to the young man practicing Hungry Wolf Fist nearby, Xiao Chenyu. Before the finals, Xiao Chenyu had followed Teacher Su's instructions to train hard and had become Bo's subordinate, helping manage the academy's plants and hygiene. Hearing the order, Xiao Chenyu stopped, nodded, and complied obediently. "All right, Senior Poison. You brat, your talent's nothing special, but being Dean Su's student is a blessing from your ancestors. Work hard, study properly, and you'll have a future." Bo spoke lightly, then squinted at the sky with concern. "By my reckoning, the Soul Master competition should be ending soon. I hope Teacher Su's team is safe. With Spirit Hall's methods, things might not have been easy for the students. I'd go check in Spirit City myself if I weren't here to look after the academy and these plants." A clear, bell-like voice rang out as a young woman in a peach garden uniform appeared by the fence, smiling sweetly. "Grandpa, what are you doing?" Bo turned. His face still had a smear of dirt. When he saw her, he froze for a moment, then his old face bloomed into a smile. "Yanner, you're back. Is the competition over? Where's Dean Su? Is he all right? Is he safe?" He hurried to the gate, splashed water on his face, and rambled on anxiously. "Grandpa, why are you more worried about Teacher Su than me? I'm your granddaughter, you know. Teacher Su told me to come check on you." Yan pursed her lips. Hearing that her grandfather was more concerned about Suran than about her, she couldn't hide her annoyance. "Am I still your biological granddaughter?" "Silly girl. You don't understand what Teacher Su went through, taking you all to the Soul Master competition. He took on a lot. If danger came, he'd rather bear it himself than let you be harmed. Since you're standing here safe, that means you're okay, but Teacher Su, well, he might have been injured. Understand?" Bo stepped out of the garden, ruffled Yan's hair, and tried to explain. "All right, but don't pat my head so much. I'm grown now, old enough to get married. If others see this, they'll think I'm still a child." Yan dodged his hand, grumbling. Bo inhaled and went straight into matchmaking mode. "What? Have you secretly committed to that kid from the Blue Lightning Tyrant Dragon Clan at the Royal Academy? He hasn't gotten my approval yet. You two aren't allowed to mess around, understand? Grandpa, I haven't anything to do with him. Don't spread this around school. It'll be awkward if Teacher Sue gets the wrong idea. I see you broke up with him. Good. Wait, who do you want to marry then? Do you have a new sweetheart? Which sect is he from? How's his talent? Yanzi, don't be fickle. Dugubo's earnestness was comically sincere. The spirit of Peach Garden had softened him. An old poisoned Douluo who once used toxins as a threat had learned reason. Duguyan gave him a faint look and muttered, "Oh, Grandpa, don't worry about it. You wouldn't understand. And don't worry, Teacher Sue's back and safe. He's just resting at the main campus. Then Grandpa will go see Dean Sue right away. You must be tired after competing. Get some good rest, girl." Dugubo set off toward the study hall. Grandpa?" Duguyan called after him. "What is it?" Her face flushed slightly. "Grandpa, your heart's been weak from the snake venom before. If you're going to see Teacher Sue, brace yourself. Be prepared." "What are you taking Grandpa for?" "I'm a titled Douluo. Even if my heart isn't perfect, it's not so bad I need to psych myself up just to see Dean Sue." Dugubo waved her off, feeling a little offended at the suggestion he was delicate. Under a shower of dancing peach blossoms, Ning Rongrong and Huo Wu sat at a stone table, sipping peach blossom tea and looking relaxed and content in their white dresses, like two delicate butterflies. Returning from Spirit City, the Academy's fragrant air felt like a balm after the trials of the competition. Inside the study hall, Su Ran sat and reviewed the students' performances, outlining upcoming lessons. A good teacher knows that teaching isn't about power, but responsibility. To accept students is to shoulder their futures. Dugubo arrived at the study hall and, before anyone could notice him, called out respectfully, his voice ringing with relief and pride. "Dean Sue, I've missed you terribly. If my guess is right, this trip to the Soul Master competition must have been full of twists. But there's no doubt Taoyuan Academy's name has spread across the advanced Spirit Master Academies on the continent. That's all thanks to your teaching. Poison Douluo, you flatter me. Thank you for guarding the Academy while we were gone. No trouble at all. I've gained a lot, too. Holy cow." Suran's elegant, handsome face carried a faint smile when he turned, but Dugubo stood stunned. Seeing the handsome young man sitting in the study hall, he was speechless. "Dean Sue? Are you Dean Sue? The dean without his mask? Truly shocking." "Poison Douluo will get used to it," Dugubo said, trying to steady himself. How could he get used to it? He had never seen such a divine face. Dugubo glanced toward the entrance, where Duguyan was approaching, and his expression shifted. "Yaner, if you can win over Dean Sue, you'll bring glory to my Dugu family. Not only would our descendants' Spirit Master education be secured, but our family's bloodline would benefit as well." Suran showed little reaction to Dugubo's extravagant praise. He rose slowly, walked to the study hall's entrance, and calmly said, "Gather." Chapter 128. The Soul Master competition is just a small node in your life. This is a new beginning. Ring. Ring, ring, ring. The peach blossom bells in front of Taoyuan Academy chimed, their clear notes scattering with the drifting petals across the campus. The sound stirred early memories for Ning Rongrong, Zhu Zhuqing, and the others. When they had just entered the academy, when there were barely enough students to count on one hand, when they had fallen into a whirlpool, and Teacher Sue's hand had hauled them out. It had been a youthful, unforgettable time. Now, more than a year later, they had risen to the forefront of youth across the Douluo Continent and won the Soul Master competition. The academy had grown, which was good, yet with growth came change. Teacher Sue had become busier, and the girls felt he had less and less time for them. They could only indulge in fantasies of his perfect, masked image in their dreams, hearts pounding at the thought. "Yaner, why doesn't Dean Sue wear his mask anymore? What happened during the Soul Master competition? Teacher Sue can't be much older than you, right? Heroes appear young. Taoyuan breeds them. Yaner, why are you still looking elsewhere for romance? Isn't the best romance right beside you?" Listen to Grandpa. Strike while the iron's hot. Few teachers on the Douluo Continent are as exceptional as Teacher Sue. Look at your classmates' eyes. Don't miss your chance. Outside the academy, several core disciples heard the bells and used their movement techniques to gather beneath the peach trees. Dugubo chattered in Duguyan's ear as usual, and Duguyan had to force herself to shake off her grandfather's teasing and get ready with the rest. "Everyone's here, right?" Suran said. "After more than 3 months of hard work, Teacher Su congratulates you on winning the Soul Master competition. This is your honor, and the Academy is proud of you. I have guided you, and you have made me proud. Thank you," he continued, bowing gently to the 7 students as petals fell around him. Suran's sincerity was obvious. Perhaps when he first accepted them as disciples, he had been partly aiming for system rewards, taking advantage where he could. But now he truly regarded these students as very important people in his life. They had learned his ultimate techniques and altered their spirit master paths, and it had also been because of them that he had advanced to a titled Douluo so quickly. Dugu Bo, Taoyuan's security guard, was stunned. It was Dean Su who had trained the champion team and strengthened his disciples, yet he was bowing to thank them? How many teachers on the Douluo Continent did that? "Dean Su, you're a good man," he thought. The students, humbled and awed, knelt. Ning Rongrong led them. There was no disrespect in the gesture, only reverence. "Students are terrified. All our achievements are due to Teacher Su's instruction. Please rise, Teacher Su." "Everyone, please rise." Suran rose slowly. Just standing there, he was the most striking sight in the academy, and a peach-scented breeze seemed to lift everyone's spirits. He wasn't finished speaking yet. "Teacher Su is proud of you," he said. "But I hope you understand that the Soul Master competition is only a small journey, a node on your Spirit Master path. In many other academies, winning the competition might be enough to graduate. Here, it is only a periodic assessment. Your spirit power is still within the 50th level range, and your advanced techniques are not yet fully mastered. You still have a long road ahead. Strive to go further, perhaps even surpass Teacher Su. I'll be happy for you if you do." Those words slowly steadied the students' minds, bringing them down from their elation. "During the competition, I watched your performance closely. I was very pleased. Everyone did well. Now, the students whose names I call, please come forward to receive your annual assessment scores and the Academy Spirit Bone rewards." Ning Rongrong, score 93. Over the past year, you've gone from the delicate young lady of the 7 Treasure Glazed Tile School to a capable team captain. That alone is praiseworthy. Your leadership eclipses most captains. Your performance was outstanding. This is your competition reward, a 30,000-year spatial rift right arm spirit bone. After absorption, it will strengthen your inch punch, improving your single combat capability. This is also the area you must focus on in the next stage of your cultivation. Zhu Zhuqing, score 92. What pleases Teacher Su most is that you now trust your own strength and understand that the truest reliance in this world is yourself. That realization is crucial on the path to becoming truly strong. Teacher Su's reward for you is a 15,000-year external spirit bone, the Shadow Wings. It will grant flight and greater acceleration, widening your lead in speed and compensating for your aerial combat weakness. Huo Wu, score 91. Your Tai Chi Cloud Hand has been praised by Sword Douluo Chenshin. You can receive light blades and borrow force. There is still room to refine your cultivation of the technique. For you, Teacher Su prepared a torso bone, Spirit Jade Moon Clear. It will purify your physique, allow you to tap lunar yin power, strengthen the duration of your Paragon Golden Body, and even grant magic immunity in addition to physical resistance. Wang Sheng, score 91. You are a fine attack-type Spirit Master and the team's backbone. You gave everyone security. With your talent, what you've achieved makes me proud. You are rewarded with a 25,000-year Hurricane Heart torso bone. Dugu Yan, score 92. Your Calamity Poison art developed faster than I expected. You've learned to control its release and retraction well. Be careful. Poison is not like other powers. When you grow stronger, even a trace you release could take innocent lives. For you, there is a 30,000-year corrosive dragon head spirit bone. I hope it helps you better condense and control this power. Meng Yuran, score 90. In this competition, your overall performance was limited, not for lack of ability, but because the Hell's instrument you specialize in was restricted. Still, your use of Undead Sky Summon to call spirit beasts and your other abilities to assist teammates, helping them avoid the Ice Seal from Tianshui Academy, was excellent. Your reward is the spirit communication left arm bone. Yi Lingling, since you enrolled later than the others, Teacher Su will not give you a score for now. Nonetheless, your performance was remarkable. The spirit bones prepared for you are the life and death reversal dual hand bones. They will help you better comprehend and strengthen the interplay between the Nine Hearts Sea and the Nine Revolutions Black Lotus. Su Ran paused, letting the names and rewards sink in. The students exchanged looks, pride, relief, determination. The Soul Master competition had been a milestone, but Teacher Su's words had made clear that it was only one small node in their lives. Ahead lay a broader path and new beginnings. Chapter 129, The Panels of the Seven Disciples, Truly Powerful Ultimate Skills, Grandmaster Level Skills. After 2 days of settling down, the students had mostly calmed from the excitement of winning the Soul Master competition. After absorbing the spirit bones their teacher had given them, all of their strengths had risen. In addition to the spirit bones Su Ran provided, the championship prizes and apology gifts added 4 more spirit bones and a sum of spirit coins. The 7 students voted on how to distribute them. In the end, team leader Ning Rongrong received the head spirit bone of mental cohesion, and Zhu Zhuqing received the swift leg bone. The remaining right arm fire bone and the azure wood spirit ape left arm bone had no suitable recipients among the 7, so they unanimously decided to donate those 2 bones to the Academy, leaving them for future juniors who might be compatible with them. Spirit bones are precious not only because they're rare, but because compatibility matters most. The more compatible a spirit bone is with a master's physique, the greater its effect. Compatibility can be even more important than the bone's location. If a spirit bone doesn't match a spirit master, absorbing it may produce weak results, waste a bone slot, or in severe cases cause rejection. An ice-type spirit master absorbing a fire spirit bone, for example, could suffer harmful consequences. This is why even wealthy organizations such as Spirit Hall or the 7 Treasure Glazed Tile School struggle to assemble a complete 6-piece spirit bone set for a spirit master. Finding even 3 highly compatible spirit bones is a significant achievement. Life at Peach Garden Academy quickly returned to its usual studious atmosphere. Compared to the spectacle of the Soul Master competition, the girls actually preferred these calmer days of cultivation under their teacher. There was so much more to learn at the academy, and they were eager to draw on Su Ran's deep foundation and accumulated knowledge. The 7 core disciples resumed intense training, falling back into their daily routines. "Teacher, can you check the weak point of my golden bell cover?" Ning Rongrong asked. Now that it's reached the 5th stage of grand perfection, the edges of the weak point have gotten very rigid. It's hard to refine them further. Please feel it, teacher. "Teacher, can you take me to the scenes of hell and the undead again?" Zhu Zhuqing and Meng Yiran asked in unison. "Teacher," Huo Wu pleaded, "you said that after my pure moon jade body reaches great accomplishment, I can be as sacred as the rabbit on the moon. Can you take me to see the moon?" "Teacher, my serpent form fist has reached great accomplishment," Duguyan said. "Use your serpent form fist on me. Let me see how big the gap still is between you and me." Only Wang Sheng and Ye Lingling, after returning to the academy, began to practice with single-minded intensity. From then on, there were 2 people practicing boxing by the school gate: Wang Sheng's fierce tiger-like style and his sparring partner's hungry wolf attacks. Wang Sheng's big wish was to train Xiao Chenyu into Peach Garden Academy's second guardian, the left and right protectors. Yi Lingling's desire was simpler, but no less urgent. "My strength is too weak." Senior Sister Rongrong, who's a support-type spirit master, can already stand toe-to-toe with a level 50 Spirit King. "I'm far behind the others. I have to cultivate hard and catch up as soon as possible. I want to be a support who can both defend and attack, not rely on teammates for protection." Fortunately, Su Ran had paired spirit's bones tailored to each student's spirit and ultimate skills. 10,000-year spirit bones are extremely rare on the continent. Even titled Douluo find it difficult to complete a 6-piece set. Ye Lingling's life-death reversal bones were unique external spirit bones attached to both hands. One the life hand bone, corresponding to the healing power of her 9-heart sea Tang. The other, the death hand bone, corresponding to the life-draining power of her 9 revolutions Black Lotus. Once activated, they would greatly enhance both her healing and life-devouring abilities and accelerate her cultivation of the 9 revolutions Black Lotus. Su Ran had promised that once she refined the Black Lotus, he would teach her a subtle cultivation method that could truly reverse life and death. One hand to heal the dead and regenerate flesh and bone, the other to devour the living, causing their vitality to vanish and leaving only withered bones. In front of the study hall, Su Ran sat under a peach tree in a peach-white brocade cloud robe, inspecting the cultivation progress and status of his disciples. His disciple panel read, Disciple Panel, Ning Rongrong, Spirit, 9 treasure glazed tile golden body, Spirit power level 48. Spirit rings, yellow, yellow, purple, black. Spirit bones, 10,000-year iron armor golden body, 10,000-year cracking sky right arm, 10,000-year wisdom coalescence mental head bone. Ultimate skills, 9 treasure golden bell cover grand perfection, 5th stage, advanced to the 2nd level stone shattering, gold piercing inch punch. Zhu Zhuqing spirit, 9 nether spirit cat. Spirit power level 49. Spirit rings, yellow, yellow, purple, black. Spirit bones, 10,000-year nether right leg bone, 10,000-year external spirit bone shadow wings, 10,000-year extreme speed swift left leg bone. Ultimate skills, 10 halls of Yama opened 4 halls. Body movement crossing yellow springs at micro level, beginner level underworld artifacts usage. Wang Sheng, spirit, storm fiend sky tiger. Spirit power level 46. Spirit rings, yellow, purple, purple, black. Spirit bones, 10,000-year hurricane heart torso bone. Ultimate skills, tiger form fist perfected, subduing tiger fist proficient, overlord art, 2nd stage. Mengyuran, spirit, undead snake staff. Spirit power level 46. Spirit rings, yellow, yellow, purple, black. Spirit bones, 10,000-year spirit communication left arm bone. Ultimate skills, undead great summoning open 3 gates. Advanced level underworld artifacts, body movement crossing yellow springs at clear ripple level. Huo Wu, spirit 2-form soft bones rabbit. Spirit power level 47. Spirit rings, yellow, yellow, purple, black. Spirit bone, 10,000-year torso. Spirit bone, spirit jade moon bright purity. Ultimate skills, Tai Chi fist proficient, pure moon jade body, moon realm. Duguyan. Spirit, blue phosphor serpent queen. Spirit power level 49. Spirit rings, yellow, yellow, purple, black. Spirit bone, 10,000-year corrosive poison dragon head. Ultimate skills, serpent dragon dual form proficient. Calamity poison art, 3 splendors 4 colors realm. Ye Lingling, spirit 9 heart sea. Spirit power level 42. Spirit rings, yellow, yellow, purple, black. Spirit bone special 10,000-year life-death reversal dual hand bones. Ultimate skills, soul-sucking technique initiated, 9 revolutions Black Lotus core formed. After the Soul Master competition, the basic ultimate skills of Su Ran's 7 direct disciples had all reached proficiency or higher, and their advanced ultimate skills had also made solid progress. Ning Rongrong, having absorbed 2 spirit bones, now led the group in spirit power. With the cracking sky right arm bone, her inch punch extended from a 3-foot reach to 3 meters. Even a defensive spirit ancestor from the Elephant Armored Academy would be shattered if struck by that punch. Su Ran let out a low breath. Although the girls had endured very rigorous training to reach this point, especially Ye Lingling and Du Guyan, most people only saw their output, their powers, the spirit bones they carried, and their spirit ring configurations. As their teacher, he knew better than anyone the immense pressure each of them had faced on their cultivation paths. What often left him speechless, though, was how they treated teasing him as a way to relax and blow off steam between trainings. However, girls, he said, what you are about to learn next will truly test your talent. It will be even more difficult than anything you've faced so far. The next step was Su Ran's true core teaching. Basic ultimate skills and advanced ultimate skills, as their names imply, were primarily for building foundation and stabilizing the base. They were not techniques that could create a vast gap between ordinary spirit masters and the elite. Grandmaster-level ultimate skills, by contrast, were genuinely powerful tools that could make someone a top-tier expert capable of founding a sect. If a comparison were needed, even the Clear Sky 9 absolutes of the Clear Sky Sect or the ring explosion of the Great Sumeru Hammer could not overshadow the brilliance of a true Grandmaster-level skill. Rongrong, he told Ning Rongrong, if you break through the 6th stage and absorb the remaining herbs, you should be able to advance quickly to the 7th stage. When you reach the 7th or 8th stage, you can start learning Grandmaster level ultimate skills. Zhuqing, Yan, Huo Wu, after this settling period, you should be ready to try as well. Having nurtured his 7 core disciples to this level and prepared them to grasp the essence of a Grandmaster, Suran expected other students, from Tianshui Academy and the Plant Academy, to come report in turn. He began making plans for the next phase of teaching. In this age, being a teacher was not easy. One had to have genuine ability, resist temptation, withstand setbacks, and lead by example. Chapter 130, Imparting the Indestructible Vajra Divine Art. Teacher is golden, so hard, ring. Early that morning, the crisp sound of peach blossom bells floated across the academy grounds. Students at Peach Garden Academy rose from their dorms, washed, and arrived in time for morning reading. The readings always had 2 parts, a lecture on moral principles and cultivation of character, followed by common knowledge about spirit cultivation. As usual, Wang Sheng stood outside with a broom, sweeping. During class, he would habitually stand nearby and recite along with the direct disciples. Today, he wasn't alone. Xiao Chenyu stood at his side, and Wang Sheng was in his element, enthusiastically explaining things to him. Xiao Lauda, our teacher treats everyone equally and doesn't look down on anyone. But you have to understand, we're not like the senior sisters. Our innate talent is poor. It's a huge stroke of luck that we became his students. Don't be greedy. In the academy, stick to your duties, do more and compete less. Don't cause trouble for the senior sisters or the teacher. Xiao Chenyu's gaze swept the courtyard. His senior sisters were all watching teacher with rapt attention. He looked at Suran the way others looked at a hero. Only when the teacher returned to the academy did he fully realize how handsome he really was. Even a boy could be stunned. Xiao Chenyu nodded earnestly. Godfather Senior Brother, don't worry. We're not the reckless kids from Heaven Do City anymore. I understand. Teacher taught me techniques and Poison Douluo helped me train until I broke through to level 20. I'm already so grateful. Why would I cause trouble for teacher or the senior sisters? He had learned that lesson when Suran taught him the Hungry Wolf Fist and cultivation methods. After following teacher's arrangement and coming to Peach Garden Academy, living with Poison Douluo for a month and seeing the academy's moral mottos, the difference in atmosphere became clear. This was a unique Spirit Master Academy, unlike any other on the continent. It felt destined for legend, and Xiao Chenyu knew himself lucky to be part of it. Xiao Laoba, Wang Sheng began. Just as dawn broke, Suran approached. Xiao Chenyu and Wang Sheng quickly cupped their hands in respect. Teacher, you don't need to be so formal in the academy. Suran smiled. I've watched you practice these past 2 days. Compared to when you started in Heaven Do City, you've made tremendous progress, but you need to understand the ferocity and wisdom of the hungry wolf more deeply. Keep working toward human spirit unity. I've prepared a new set of boxing techniques for you. You still lag behind the senior sisters, but believe me, heaven rewards the diligent. With perseverance, you'll reach a turning point. Your senior brother Wang Sheng has a lot of experience in these matters. Consult him often. Though these 2 boys weren't especially talented, fate had made them Suran's disciples, and they were the academy's only 2 boys. He had expectations for them. Wang Sheng, especially, gave off a quiet impression of a deep intelligence hidden beneath a simple exterior. Talent is rare, but temperament and character were equally precious. Teacher, I'll work hard, Xiao Chenyu said, glowing. Looking at Suran's handsome face and his kind words, he practically fizzed with excitement. Suran smiled and returned to the academy. Wang Sheng, once they were alone, rubbed the back of his head and grinned. Xiao Lauda, are you blushing? Xiao Chenyu blinked. Huh? Blushing? Why would I? He touched his face. It felt warm. Wang Sheng chuckled. It's normal. I used to be like that too. You'll get used to it. But don't be rash, okay? You're not a girl. If you let yourself have any improper thoughts about teacher, Xiao Lauda, you're done for. Hey, don't slander me, Xiao Chenyu protested. I'm a real man. I'm a hungry wolf. Wu, I only want to cultivate. Wang Sheng laughed. You're more of a husky right now. After breakfast and morning reading, Suran glanced at Ning Rongrong in the front row. Rongrong, come out with me for a moment. Yes, teacher. Ning Rongrong's eyes lit up. She stood, thrilled. Junior sisters, carry on with your cultivation, Suran added. I'm taking the senior sister for a private reward first. Your senior sister will enjoy herself. Don't even think about joining. As she left the academy, Ning Rongrong's face held an impish smile. Why does teacher always call Rongrong out? The captain gets to be alone with teacher so often. Maybe she's asking for a reward, someone whispered. I remember Rongrong used to ask teacher for kiss rewards all the time. Let's go see. We can't let her eat alone. Don't forget the kiss. Huo Wu and Meng Yuran practically buzzed out of the academy to watch. Even the aloof Zhu Zhuqing and Du Guyan couldn't resist following. On the training ground, the scent of peaches mixed with dust. Suran stood in the middle of the practice field. Ning Rongrong's eyes sparkled as she looked at him. His features, his bearing, no matter where he stood, he was peerless and made hearts pound. Rongrong, folk, be serious, Suran instructed. I know, she said, half sincere. But for this kind of thing, I can't help it. I'm so excited. I'm ready, teacher. Come on. Ning Rongrong closed her eyes and pouted towards Suran. She had remembered their agreement. If she won the competition, teacher would show his face and give her a kiss. She smiled thinking of it. Clang! A 3-zhang-long finger of light flashed from Suran's slender, peach-like fingers and landed with a firm tap on Rongrong's head. The blow followed academy rules in both tone and force. As the senior sister of the academy, you should set an example. Lead your juniors to study hard and respect the teacher. Instead, you keep joking and acting improperly, dragging down the academic atmosphere. Ning Rongrong rubbed her head, feeling much the same mix of annoyance and delight she had the first time she'd been chastised here. Being scolded by teacher had a familiar sweetness. A hit could be affection. Scolding could be love. Woo, teacher. You're going back on your word. Is a kiss really that hard to give? She whimpered. Father, restoring the glory of the 7 treasure-glazed tile school's descendants is so hard. Rongrong can't do it. Teacher is impervious to all advances. I called you here because I've been watching your absorption of the rending sky right arm bone. Your golden bell cover has already broken through the 6th layer. With the immortal-grade herbs accompanying you, breaking the 7th layer will come soon. This means your golden bell cover is about to reach mastery, and you can learn the Grandmaster-level ultimate technique that corresponds to it. Suran looked at her solemnly. Ning Rongrong sobered instantly. The 9-treasure golden bell cover was already incredibly strong. What could come after that? You want to learn it? Suran asked. Learn, teacher. I want to learn. Rongrong exclaimed, tugging on his sleeve and feigning contrition. Don't be mad at Rongrong. Who told you to be so handsome and so charming? I was blinded by your charm and acted foolishly. Rongrong was wrong, honestly. Suran sighed and ruffled her hair. Rongrong yelped with a pleased sound when he touched her. All right, listen carefully, Suran said. The golden bell cover originally had 7 layers before evolving into the 9-treasure golden bell with 9 layers, but those last 2 layers are actually a prelude to the Grandmaster-level ultimate technique. The limit of the golden bell cover is a subtle weak point, like the protection of a steel body. This technique is called indestructible Vajra. It has 3 cultivation stages. The first stage, copper body. As he spoke, a warm copper glow suffused Suran's skin, turning him briefly into a copper-like figure. Copper body, tempered 1,000 times, incorruptible and indestructible. The second stage, silver body. The copper light shifted into a bright silver radiance that made him look even more formidable. The third stage, grand completion, indestructible Vajra. The whole body shines like resplendent gold. Every inch of your flesh is Vajra strong, capable of shattering rocks, splitting mountains, and severing rivers. For a moment, Suran seemed to turn into a little golden man, his presence and aura magnified. Ning Rongrong's mouth formed a perfect O. The 5 Peach Garden sisters peeking at the edge of the training ground widened their eyes. Teacher looks so golden, so magnificent, so mighty, and so solid. Chapter 131, The Sweeper of the Peach Garden, Liu Erlong. Zhu Zhuqing learns 9 Yin White Bone Claw. During the Soul Master competition, you should have noticed the 2 big weaknesses of the golden bell cover in actual combat. Not only can it be exploited, but using it forces you to tense every part of your body, chi and blood, acupoints and muscles, and to seal your senses in order to become a closed, impenetrable shell. That builds explosive power in a strike, but it makes your mobility agonizingly slow, and you make an easy target. The Jin Gang indestructible divine skill, however, truly perfects the golden bell cover. It integrates its power through the copper, silver, and gold stages to achieve a real unity of person and bell, full freedom of movement. Once you activate it, you become like a Jin Gang Arat, moving like a golden dragon, immovable as Mount Tai when still, impervious to water and fire, and resistant even to poison. This is the essence and method of cultivating the Jin Gang indestructible divine skill. Today I will teach it to you in full. Rongrong, you are my first female disciple. You've worked hard to get this far. Watch my state closely. One day I hope you can reach this level yourself. Su Ran's fair skin seemed to harden into a golden shell. He looked at Ning Rongrong, grounded himself, and launched himself upward, disappearing into the clouds in a single, soaring leap. He threw a single punch at the cloud layer. Buzz! Space seemed to buckle. A sonic boom tore through the air. Terrifying force erupted instantly. Inch punch, sky-splitting Jin Gang. Clouds were ripped asunder in a 1,000-meter path. The torn edges surged like a carved road to the heavens, and half the sky seemed split in two, sky-splitting. The attack could shatter a mountain peak or cleave a river clean through. Its power was utterly fearsome. Sky-splitting! An inch punch that could truly split the sky. Ning Rongrong gaped. She had been content with her own strength. The praise she'd already received as the 7 Treasure Glazed Tile School's rising prodigy was no small thing. Shattering rock and breaking iron was the dream of every clan member. But what her teacher had just shown was a level she had never dared imagine. Could she, one day, practice the sky-splitting spirit ability? Heavens! Teacher is incredible. No wonder he told us after the Soul Master competition not to be arrogant. That was just the beginning. Next to this, our contest was nothing. With one punch, the Supreme Pontiff Palace would be rubble. Who said the Clear Sky Hammer was the strongest spirit attack? Today, I'm convinced Teacher's fist is the hardiest in the world. If his fist is that hard, his fingers must be Jin Gang too. How could anyone survive that? Wait, Teacher said Jin Gang Indestructible has 3 stages. Refined copper. Does he like little girls? Refining copper, not children. So silver body means the weirder you are, the stronger you get? Huo Wu, your thinking is unique as ever. Thank goodness you're not learning this, or Teacher would be in trouble. Huo Wu laughed. It's not like I couldn't learn it. I have a spirit ability that's similar to the ultimate skill Rongrong is learning. Dinsu's power is monstrous. I'd never have guessed the gentle Dinsu could unleash something so fierce. If that punch hit a person, even I'd be pulp. Dugubo, dozing on a rocking chair by the academy gate, squinted at the sky and then sat bolt upright in surprise. He focused and watched Su Ran blast the firmament open, his face pale with shock. He'd been far too conservative in his estimate. Since the Soul Master competition, Dinsu's strength had risen to a terrifying new level. Nearby, sweeping fallen peach blossoms along the academy path, was a beautiful woman in plain clothes with a golden hoop around her head. Li Weilong. She had come to Taoyuan Academy with Ning Rongrong as the sect's personal protector and stayed in a guest room at the edge of the grounds, helping Dugubo tend the plants and keep things tidy. At the sound from the sky, Li Weilong looked up. The serene, desireless look in her eyes suddenly flickered with golden light. Teacher Su? Teacher Su really has that state? He looks so grand, like... Her sweeping stopped mid-motion. Goosebumps ran over her skin. A flush rose to her cheeks, and she let out a small, helpless sound. Then the golden hoop on her head tightened. The broom clattered to the ground, and Li Weilong collapsed among the fallen petals, writhing as if in pain. I heard about your situation from Yan Er, Dugubo said, watching calmly from his chair. Although you're not exactly a top figure of the Golden Triangle, you are somewhat known. I didn't expect there to be a story between you and him. The golden hoop on your head is restraining your desires. Even now, you still can't forget that so-called Grandmaster? Dugubo's tone was more curious than sympathetic. After a long moment, Li Weilong recovered. She picked up her broom, swept the scattered leaves back into neat piles, hesitated, then looked at Du Gubo and said simply, "You're mistaken. I'm not in pain because of that person." With that, she swept away deeper into the peach blossom lane, saying nothing more. Perhaps hardships had changed Liu Erlong. Perhaps being a sweeper at Taoyuan Academy, stealing the occasional distant glance at Dean Su, was its own kind of happiness. With Teacher Su here, the place felt like paradise. As she watched him teach, she realized the gulf between Grandmaster Yu Xiaogong and Teacher Su was immense. One summarized spirit theory, the other pioneered spirit techniques and ultimate skills, guiding people forward, transforming students, truly a teacher in the finest sense. If it was a matter of whose name should be held higher, it wasn't a contest. If it wasn't because of Yu Xiaogong, then who? If the feeling had truly left you, the golden hoop would have fallen off, right? Du Gubo muttered. Wait, so the one in her heart, it might be Dean Su after all? Someone teased. Yanner, this is bad. Work harder, Du Gubo joked, then sighed. This academy's full of women after Dean Su. He was stunned for a moment, then laughed as he worried aloud for his granddaughter, Du Guyan. Since teaching the Grandmaster Evolution ultimate skill to Ning Rongrong, Su Ran had also passed new ultimate skills to other disciples like Zhu Zhuqing, Wang Sheng, and Meng Yiran. Zhu Zhuqing had so far relied on claw techniques amplified by her Helsivit spirit. Now she was going to learn an especially cold, merciless ultimate, a perfect fit for the current 9 Nether Spirit Cat at her disposal, the Sub-Grandmaster ultimate, 9 Yin White Bone Claw. With the force of 5 fingers, nothing is unbreakable. Striking an enemy's head is like piercing rotten earth. When Zhu Zhuqing first heard the name, she shivered and couldn't help asking Su Ran, "Teacher, piercing rotten earth, isn't that too cruel, too bloody?" Su Ran taught her 2 principles. First, mercy to an enemy is cruelty to yourself. If an enemy intends to kill you and you have absolute strength, fine, but if your strengths are evenly matched, hesitation will lose you the fight. If you confirm the other has no room for mercy, then decisive force is necessary. Second, the phrase about piercing the skull isn't a literal instruction to seek out grisly killing techniques. It means that if you find the enemy's weakness and strike decisively, you can break through. If you obsess over actually trying to pierce the brain, you'll go off course. You can practice the 9 Yin White Bone Claw alongside Rongrong. Chapter 132. Taoyuan students master peerless techniques. Tang-san collapses under waterfall hammer training. Zhuqing, the 9 Yin White Bone Claw suits your cultivation perfectly. Your 10 halls of Yama have already opened several halls. You can draw on netherworld yin energy from them to practice your claw techniques. If you can tear through Rongrong's golden bell cover with nothing but the 9 Yin White Bone Claw and hurt her, then no spirit master of the same realm will be able to withstand the defense of your 10 fingers. Rongrong, even though your golden bell cover was cultivated earlier than Zhuqing's, don't underestimate the White Bone Claw. Since you two are familiar with each other, Zhuqing may quickly find the weak point in your cover. Yiran, the spirit snake staff technique you learned will make up for the lack of close combat power while using your snake staff spirit, but grasp the essence of spirit snake. Focus on subtle changes and treacherous moves. Be like a cold snake, unpredictable, keeping others from getting close. Once they are within reach, strike like venomous fangs. Wang Sheng, the peerless technique you are learning, is no less formidable than Rongrong's Jin Gang indestructible divine skill. Among the disciples here, your temperament fits it best. If you master it, you will be able to stand on your own, subduing tiger and subduing dragon, the 18 dragons subduing palms, though a palm technique surpasses fist techniques in power, fierce, brave, balanced, and profound. 2 principles give birth to 4 phenomena. 4 phenomena give birth to 8 trigrams, and the 8 trigrams contain all things. Huo Wu, what you are learning is the most profound. You must shed your previous impetuosity. Marquis Wu's mysterious gate comes from a line of sagacious masters and is one of your teacher's exemplars. This method arranges the 8 trigrams around your body, using their natural power and the mysterious gates for endless transformations. Yan Xiaoliu, the serpent hand, 1,000 illusions, uses the disastrous poison in your body for concealment, allowing for lightning strikes, like a spirit snake producing 1,000 illusory hands. In combat, the enemy will be overwhelmed and distracted. Combined with your potent poison, you will be hard to defend against or parry. The sun shone bright and peach blossoms perfumed the air. On this day, besides the advanced one-on-one instruction for Rongrong and Zhuqing, each of Su Ran's disciples received tailored teaching. The methods varied in style, but each was extremely suited to the student's body and spirit. If mastered, none of them would be weak. Grandmaster-level peerless techniques were terrifyingly powerful, which also made them exceedingly difficult to learn. Su Ran had anticipated that and was prepared for a long-term regimen. When these grandmaster techniques were mastered, even a titled Douluo would be impressed. For a genius, it could take decades. Su Ran would be satisfied if the girls made real progress within 3 years. The 7 disciples reacted differently to their teacher's guidance. Ning Rongrong pursed her lips. Junior sister Zhuqing, it's not that easy to find my weak point. Only teacher has seen my weak point. Only teacher can break it. Zhu Zhuqing replied with confidence. Teacher's fingers are strong and tough. My fingers aren't necessarily soft. Meng Yuran said, Teacher, I've already felt some of the spirit snake's essence. Please guide me further on the serpent path. Yan Xiaoliu shot back. Your snake staff path is impressive, but my serpent path isn't necessarily inferior. The victor can ask teacher to judge. Wang Sheng grunted. This palm technique is fierce, but it's so hard to learn. Much harder than Tiger Form Fist or Subduing Tiger Fist. I'll probably have to practice it 1,000,000 more times. Xiao Wu groaned. Teacher, Marquise Wu's mysterious gate is too complicated. I need you to teach me hand in hand. My head is spinning. Indeed, Xiao Wu felt dizzy. Marquise Wu's mysterious gate was a numerical art that decoded Tao through time and space. Not only was the initial setup complex, the calculations required for instantaneous combat predictions were staggering, well beyond a human brain's capacity. To foresee every move in the blink of an eye demanded astronomical computation. Xiao Wu shivered at the thought. Did she have to go bald from studying to gain strength? Su Ran smiled faintly. He had considered this, had he taught Xiao Wu Feng Hao Qi. Then she would have been even more bewildered. It wasn't Xiao Wu's fault. Each of the 6 students faced difficulties, but Xiao Wu's was the most severe. Calm down, Xiao Wu, Su Ran said. Your biggest advantage in learning Marquise Wu's mysterious gate is your brain, which has cultivated for tens of thousands of years. Your memory capacity is larger than the others. What you need to do is clear out the unimportant memories from those tens of thousands of years, and then you'll learn much more easily. Memories can be cleared? Xiao Wu cried in surprise. Yes, they can. I know a master named Lu Xiaobu who can delete his memories as if they never happened. Of course, that's beyond normal learners. What I mean for you is to relax, let go, and don't be burdened by unnecessary thoughts. From then on, the 6 core disciples had no time for smiles. They abandoned idle praise for their teacher and threw themselves into brutal, concentrated study. Their main training ground was the back mountain of Taoyuan Academy, clear streams and scenic glades where Su Ran had arranged specialized equipment. Dozens of iron balls, slick and spinning, rolled and crossed in midair. Zhu Zhuqing and Meng Yuran practiced lightness skills with layered magnetic weights strapped to their legs. One slip and they could be yanked into an iron ball and smash hard. Only through precise power control and far stronger leg strength could they hope to avoid disaster. They finally understood why teacher had warned them about crossing the yellow springs. There was no room for recklessness. Ning Rongrong's training was blunt and merciless, golden bell body forging. She constantly tempered her body, bones, organs, the 7 apertures and 8 gates, using the golden bell's force to harden every part of her. There were 3 stages: copper bones and copper blood, silver bones and silver blood, and golden bones and golden blood. Along with body forging, she had to take hits. One by one, her junior sisters used her as a moving target. Because of her strong defense, she became their training dummy. Ning Rongrong complained, half teasing, half sincere. All this output makes me stronger, but honestly, I'd rather have teacher hit me. While the Taoyuan students pushed through their evolved, peerless techniques and grew rapidly, in a mountain area of the heavenly Dou Empire, a disheveled, middle-aged man in a tattered robe coughed a few times and watched Tang San, who had his face buried in the cold stream, and looked utterly broken. The man's eyes were worried as he patted Tang San's shoulder. Cough, cough, little San. Cheer up. Your father is to blame too. I shouldn't have let you go back to Yushaogang. Father, am I that bad? Tang San asked miserably. I worked so hard, cultivated, absorbed 100,000-year spirit bone, and even added a spirit ring to my clear sky hammer, all to beat Taoyuan Academy in the Soul Master competition and prove myself. But I didn't even get a chance to fight them. We couldn't even beat Tianshui Academy. Just with spirit power, I couldn't take that ice phoenix. My clear sky hammer felt like it was being held back by countless hands in their river of ice. I'm useless. People always said my spirit was rubbish. I never gave up, but am I really a waste? Tang San had never doubted himself like this. He had failed before, but this blow felt crushing, worse than his defeat at the Soto City Great Spirit Arena. Little San, you have to pull yourself together. Cough, cough. Tang Hao's voice trembled with complexity. He and Yin had only one son. Father, your injury. Tang San noticed his father covering one arm and asked, It's nothing. I'll be fine after some rest. Tang Hao's arm bore old scars, and the wounds Suran had made earlier had not healed. He'd gone to Spirit City, but dared not act rashly. He had a vague impression that Suran now seemed even more terrifying. Little San, listen. Your blue-silver grass isn't a waste spirit. The clear sky hammer is stronger than you think. Once you break through to level 50 and gain your 5th spirit ring, you'll understand. This fear and pressure make you want to collapse, but they can also become your motivation. Now take this iron hammer, stand on that slippery rock under the waterfall, and keep practicing the disorder-splitting wind hammer method and the clear sky 9 absolutes. Tang Hao threw a very heavy iron hammer to Tang San, his face grim. Whether from pain or anger, it was hard to tell. He despised Yu Xiaogang for what had been set in motion. That damned Yu Xiaogang had really tangled his genius son with those twin spirit complications. I gave you a stat monster to make it easy to win, and you still couldn't do it, Tang Hao thought, furious and helpless as he looked at his son. Chapter 133, Teacher Su. Such a stunner, should be enjoyed alone. The dean of Tianshui Academy personally arrives. Time slipped by one day after another, and before anyone noticed it, had been more than a month since the Soul Master competition began. In that time, the 6 students of Peach Garden Academy shed their novice labels and were promoted to Peach Blossom Bloom tier, now wearing the 3-petal peach emblem of the academy. Peach Garden students used flower stages as rank markers, budding for newcomers, Peach Blossom Bloom tier, and Flourishing Bloom tier, each name reflecting a different state of the peach blossom. Ning Rongrong, Huo Wu, and Zhu Zhuqing, the 3 who already had access to master-level ultimate skills, had moved up to Peach Blossom Bloom tier. The rest remained budding students. Soto City, south of the city. Peach Garden Academy really is a bit out of the way. If teacher hadn't given us those Peach Blossom tokens to guide us, we'd have been lost for ages, one of the girls said. But it's so beautiful here. I can smell the peach blossoms from down the road. We're going to see teacher. It's been over a month. I miss him so much. I'm so excited, another gushed. Shh, Yuer, calm down, or the dean will scold you again, someone warned. Came a muffled reply. Outside Peach Garden Academy, a group of women in aqua blue robes and ice-white skirts stood on Peach Blossom Road, gazing around in astonishment. The villages around the academy had become its outer perimeter. Red maples and transplanted peach groves surrounded the place. Suran hadn't mistreated the villagers. To create a quiet training ground where students could train freely, he'd paid 20 million gold coins to buy their farmland and forests at generous prices, and had Ning Fengji build them an ancient-style new town as resettlement. A few days earlier, Yao Zi, Mu Yunju, and Mu Yunteng from Plant Academy had arrived to pay their respects. Sisters Shui Bing'er and Shui Yuer had formally graduated from Tianshui Academy and joined Peach Garden Academy, becoming a pride of their old school. At Tianshui Academy, they had already been outstanding graduates and role models to many underclassmen. At Peach Garden Academy, they were starting anew. They were accompanied by teammates like Shui Wu and Chu Ruo Shui, following behind their aunt Leng Yuhan and a woman in an ice-white long skirt. Beside that woman, usually playful Shui Yuer suddenly looked reserved and said little. The woman in white took in the crimson peach woods before her, a faint surprise in her cold eyes, and spoke with a poetic air. Tenley of tender peach blossoms shrouded in mist, vibrant flowers lining the path. The wind stirs the delicate stamens and fills one's sleeves with scent. Sunlight filters through the fragrant woods and paints shadows across the branches. It truly is a fairyland on earth. Let's go see him, Leng Yuhan said. I want to know what kind of teacher he is, to have bewitched both my daughters and my sister so completely, even to make them want to leave Tianshui Academy to study here. Sishuang, try to be a little gentler, Leng Yuhan's sister teased. You sound like you're here to demand an explanation. Don't offend my Dean Su. Leng Tishuang sniffed but then turned to stride onto Peach Blossom Road. Leng Tishuang was the dean of Tianshui Academy, a spirit Douluo of formidable strength who bore the Ice Phoenix spirit, and she was Shui Bing'er's birth mother. This is Peach Garden Academy's territory. Stop here and turn back or face the consequences. A 7-person spirit master patrol from the 7 Treasure Glazed Tile School called from the road, blocking the group. The captain bowed slightly as he advised them to retreat. Since Peach Garden Academy's success at the Soul Master competition, the Academy's name had spread throughout the 2 empires' Spirit Master circles. Although Peach Garden Academy lay outside a major city's core, Spirit Masters still came to visit out of admiration. Suran had students in critical training phases, and he didn't want them disturbed. He also wanted to protect villagers from accidentally wandering into the Peach Forest back mountains and getting hurt by disciples practicing master-level skills. So he set a maze array in the Peach Forest to prevent casual intrusion. Ever since Ning Rongrong became young sect master of the 7 Treasure Glazed Tile School, that school's strategic development had shifted toward Peach Garden Academy. They'd even set up a southern branch in Soto City. Spirit masters from that sect often trained along the forest's outer perimeter and took patrol duty. Spirit Hall had also begun buying land south of Soto City to expand its branch and construct another palace hall for the Supreme Pontiff's palace. By rights, with Su Ran's looks and strength, the stir he might have caused should have been greater. The fact that his rise hadn't attracted an overwhelming tide of rivals surprised him, and it was no accident. Supreme Pontiff Bibi Dong, Holy Maiden Qian Renxue, and Crown Prince Zhu Zhuqing had quietly agreed. Teacher Su, such a stunner, ought to be enjoyed exclusively, not broadcast widely. Plus, since Suran was dedicated to teaching, too much publicity would only bring him trouble. So the 3 had kept a low profile on his behalf. Even Shui Bing'er and Shui Yuer had been careful not to tell Leng Tishuang more than necessary. They couldn't hide him from their aunt, but they absolutely had to guard against their mother. Leng Tishuang only knew her daughters had taken Teacher Su as their master and had learned some mysterious boxing techniques. Seeing Shui Yuer's flowing water fist and Shui Bing'er's frozen ice cotton palm in action had amazed her. After a single round in the competition, their control over water and ice had leapt ahead. They'd gained a unique comprehension of those elements. Naturally, Leng Sishuang wanted to meet the teacher of Peach Garden. She didn't believe any other school could surpass Tianshui Academy in water and ice mastery. We're here to find Teacher Su of Peach Garden Academy, Leng Sishuang said as she nodded slightly to the passing 7 Treasure Glazed Tile Patrol and continued onward. The 7-person patrol watched them enter the Peach Array and shook their heads. Everyone says they're here to find someone at Peach Garden Academy, but how easy is it to meet the Academy's prodigies and teachers? Leng Yuhan, Shui Bing'er, and the others followed closely behind Leng Tishuang and spoke softly. Sister, Dean, isn't it rude to just walk in like this? Shouldn't we ask those people to announce us? Sister, you really want to see Teacher Su? Leave it to me. I'll handle it. Dean, I have a bad feeling about this. When the Tianshui Academy group stepped into the Peach Array, the trees around them shifted and rearranged themselves. They walked for a quarter of an hour and ended up back where they started. An illusion. Leng Tishuang's face went cold. 8 spirit rings flared at her feet and she lifted her right hand. An ice phoenix spirit manifested on her wrist and shot into the air, blazing a path through the peach woods. Countless peach trees along the way snapped and fell. but crimson peach mist rose up from the forest and swirled around them. From the mist, hundreds of thousands of peach branches shot up like arrows, aimed straight at the group. Anyone who maliciously damages the peach forest, leave 10 gold coins and retreat, or the teacher's array will show no mercy. The command came with dragon-like roars, tiger-like growls, and the sharp sounds of fists striking. That voice is, Senior Brother Wang Sheng. Senior Brother Wang Sheng. It's us, Shui Bing'er. The two sisters quickly pulled out their peach blossom tokens and waved them at the mist. Miraculously, the flying branches calmed. Two clumsy figures emerged from the mist, practicing their boxing as they walked. So it's the two senior sisters from Taoyuan Academy. Why didn't you take out the peach blossom token the teacher gave you earlier? With that token, you can pass through the peach array without trouble. We didn't think it through. Our dean moved too fast. We didn't have time to react, Shui Bing'er apologized. But Senior Brother Wang Sheng, after a month away, your boxing seems different again. Wang Sheng finally stopped and scratched his head sheepishly. Lucky me. Teacher said my basic boxing's passable, and my subduing tiger fist was pretty good, so he taught me a new palm technique. It's so profound, I've been trying to seize every minute to practice. That's why I look clumsy. You should be laughing, Senior Brother Wang Sheng. Our dean broke the peach forest as soon as she arrived. We're really sorry. Here are 10 gold coins. We'll compensate according to the rules, Shui Bing'er said, taking out 10 gold coins. Wang Sheng waved them off. No need. You're guests. First time and careless. It's all right. Teacher's been waiting for the two senior sisters to report anyway. Please, follow me. Senior Brother Wang Sheng, why do you call everyone senior sister? We're clearly junior sisters. Shui protested. That's not it, Wang Sheng replied, grinning. I'm used to calling you senior sisters. Besides, you're direct disciples of teacher, so in terms of seniority, you're actually above me. Calling you senior sisters isn't wrong. Heh. Chapter 134. So you're the one taking my two younger sisters as disciples? That's great. I want in too. Walking back from the peach blossom forest, the path was littered with discarded training gear, battered stakes, a huge iron ball with claw marks and dents. Leng Yuhan and Leng Xishuang both looked like they wanted to ask something but held back, restrained by their positions. It was Shui, eyes wide with curiosity, who couldn't contain herself. Senior Brother Wang Sheng, what are these pierced iron stakes? And why does that iron ball have claw marks and finger dents? Oh, the stakes are Senior Sister Rongrong's specialty. The marks on the iron ball are from Senior Sister Zhu Zhuqing's claw training, Wang Sheng replied. No wonder Senior Sister Rongrong's inch punch was so terrifying at the Soul Master competition, and Senior Sister Zhu Zhuqing's 9 nether sharp claws were impressive too. So you all test your strength against heavy iron like this? How strong must Senior Sister Rongrong's fists be? Teacher probably still prefers me, soft inside and out, right? Shui mumbled with a little pout. Then why are the peach trees over there all torn up? Did someone force their way through the peach blossom array? They reached the academy gate, and Shui Bing'er pointed at the battered peach grove nearby. Wang Sheng glanced that way and explained, that peach blossom array is different from the others. It's a 5 elements, 8 trigrams peach blossom array that teacher set up especially for Senior Sister Huo Wu's training. Don't go trampling through it just because it looks damaged. Teacher said the array needs to be broken using 5 elements, 8 trigrams techniques. Otherwise, even a spirit Douluo might be trapped inside once it's active. Senior Sister Huo Wu actually got schooled by the array? Shui gasped. A spirit Douluo couldn't break an array like that. Does that mean even Dean Leng and Auntie would be? Shui trailed off in amazement at how surprising Peach Garden Academy could be. Just a cluster of peach trees can block a spirit Douluo? Leng Xishuang's pretty, frosty face showed a flicker of doubt. She wasn't contemptuous of Peach Garden Academy, but spirit Douluo were no weaklings. Most were continental overlords, whom royal families treated with respect. The idea that such an expert could be stymied by a peach tree array sounded hard to accept. Wang Sheng met her look calmly. You must be the dean of Taoyuan Academy. Those aren't ordinary peach trees. They're crimson immortal peach trees, strengthened by my teacher's spirit. The layout and terrain inside are very intricate. It's also a minor Grandmaster assessment teacher arranged for senior sister Huo Wu. Only when Huo Wu passes it will she be considered barely proficient in Qimen. So, Dean Leng, please don't underestimate this array. A minor Grandmaster assessment? Leng Xishuang's expression shifted. The assessments at Peach Garden Academy are tougher than Spirit Douluo experts? She sounded incredulous. Spirit Douluo could hold vice dean offices in any advanced Spirit Master Academy on the continent. Here, a Spirit Douluo would only be a student-level test subject? Leng Xishuang found that hard to believe. I haven't tried that array myself, but teacher doesn't boast, Wang Sheng said politely. He was a little uncomfortable at Leng Xishuang's tone, but remained composed for the sake of the students his teacher cared for. All right, if it's really that strong, I'll test it. Leng Xishuang's figure moved like a winter plum in the snow as she leapt into the center of the array. 8 spirit rings shimmered beneath her feet. I am a spirit master of the Spirit Douluo realm, she announced. I'll test its level. Wang Sheng only managed a helpless smile and cupped his hands. Please, go ahead. Let her try, Leng Yuan said from the sidelines, amused. Xishuang has been pampered at Tianshui Academy. It's about time she had a setback. I trust Teacher Su's array. Leng Yuan leaned back to enjoy the show. Teacher Su was a notorious figure, bold enough to threaten the Supreme Pontiff at the Soul Master competition and the instructor of the famed 7 Peach Garden disciples. If anyone could set up a terrifying test, it was him. Leng Xishuang activated a spirit ability inside the array. Spirit ability, Phoenix Ice Meteor. An enormous ice phoenix shrieked overhead and rained down massive shards of ice upon the peach grove. But the trees in the array suddenly moved, their roots and trunks intertwined, forming an 8 trigrams pattern. The terrain shifted beneath her, the Qimen position under her feet changed. Qimen, Zhen, mountain earth. A mountain rose from beneath the peach trees, blocking the falling ice. More than defense, the array struck back. Qimen, earth river chariot. The peach trees rearranged and the mountain collapsed into a rushing mudslide aimed straight at Leng Xishuang. She reacted instantly. 5th spirit ability, Ice Wing Burst Shield, she cried. The phoenix's wings overlapped, shielding her. She largely avoided the worst of the earth river chariot, but at that moment Huo Wu walked out of the academy and watched. Wang Shengge, who is this woman? Why is she using my training ground? Huo Wu said, exasperated. She doesn't even know how to deal with the array. As soon as she defends, the Earth River Chariot pins her in the central palace. She's in for it. Shui Bing'er and Shui Yuer looked confused by Huo Wu's tone. The words were layered with meaning only those familiar with Qimen would catch. Huo Wu added, half joking, the names and effects of these Qimen moves, I spent a week memorizing them with teacher. This 5 elements 8 trigrams array, Huo Wu explained, can be smashed by brute force if you're strong enough, but very few below 90 levels can do that. More often, you have to understand the array's rules and exploit its weaknesses with precise spirit technique. Even now, I haven't fully broken it. Probably only teacher could do it below the titled Douluo realm. But her defense just now was like how I fought 2 weeks ago, Huo Wu said. Soon, 3, 2, 1. The array seized its chance. The mudslide that had poured over Leng Xishuang steamed, reddened like molten rock, and burst into chunks of fiery stone that detonated in midair. Qimen, fire rock burst. Qimen, thunder severing heaven. Qimen, ice bloom. The array's attacks came in relentless succession. None might be instantly lethal, but each struck with tremendous force, catching Leng Xishuang, who had never faced such coordinated Qimen interplay, completely off guard. She was overwhelmed, hammered by a sequence of punishing strikes until the array retracted and the training time ended. When Leng Xishuang staggered out, her white robe was scorched and mud-streaked, holes gaping in it. She kicked a nearby peach tree in frustration and shot Wang Sheng a resentful glare. Who in their right mind could break that array? Now you believe me? Wang Sheng said simply. I told you teacher doesn't boast. Those words stung. Leng Xishuang's pride had been dented. She suppressed it quickly. Forget it. The array was set by teacher. It's understandable I couldn't defeat it. Quiet, you two, she said, then shifted her tone. Student Wang, where can I clean up? She had to admit she looked a mess. Wang Sheng nodded and led them into the main campus. Dean Leng, there's a place to wash up, he said. If you need to change, there are private rooms. Senior Sisters Bing'er and Yuer, you both receive Teacher's Peach Blossom token. You can live in the school district. Ahead are the rooms of Senior Sister Rongrong and the other 5 seniors. To the left are Senior Sister Yao Zi, Senior Sister Mu Yunteng, and Senior Sister Mu Yunju. These 2 rooms on the right are prepared for you two. You can move in anytime. As the Academy's admissions ambassador, Wang Sheng briefed Shui Bing'er and Shui Yuer on the layout. Leng Xishuang, having washed and put on a spare dress from a portable spirit tool, wore a dark expression. Then Su Ran stepped out from inside the building. He had already been informed of the incident and smiled lightly. I didn't expect the Dean of Tianshui Academy to come in person. My apologies for the poor welcome and the unpleasant experience as soon as you arrived, he said. The impeccably handsome Su Ran caught Leng Xishuang's eye, and for a moment she was stunned. She stepped back into a private room in a flurry. A few minutes later, the door opened again. Leng Xishuang emerged in an ice and snow phoenix robe. Her hair was styled exquisitely, and she smiled with cool composure. No, you flatter me, she said softly to Su Ran. I'm actually quite pleased. At that moment, Leng Yuehan suddenly stepped forward with unexpected bluntness. Are you Teacher Su, the one taking my 2 younger sisters as disciples? That's wonderful. What do you think of me? Can I also stay at Peach Garden Academy? Leng Yuehan's sudden declaration froze the courtyard. Shui Bing'er and Shui Yuer blinked, dumbfounded. What did he mean? 135. As long as the teacher is good-looking, ice water feels like boiling. Teacher Su, I'm truly sorry. It's my first time here, and I've already damaged the Academy's peach garden. Please don't be angry. I'm usually a gentle person. Teacher Su, be careful. Ah, it's hot. Under the peach trees at the entrance to the academy, Su Ran of Taoyuan Academy courteously invited Dean Leng Xishuang of Tianshui Academy to sit across from him and poured a cup of peach blossom tea. Steam curled from the teapot. Leng Xishuang's jade-like hand, pale as frost, brushed Su Ran's peach-soft finger, and an instant of charged intimacy hung in the air. Leng Xishuang, who habitually wore an expression like an ice palace, found heat color her cheeks as she looked at Su Ran's handsome face. The chill around her, hardened for years, began to thaw in tiny fissures. Cold streams of emotion trickled into warmth. As the students like to joke, when the teacher is handsome, even ice water feels like boiling. The girls from Peach Garden had verified that truth many times. Had Shui Yuer and Shui Bing'er been told, they would have agreed without hesitation. The moment they saw the teacher's true face in Spirit City, their bodies had felt set ablaze. Hidden behind nearby peach trunks, Shui Bing'er, Shui Yuer, Leng Yuehan, Shui Wu, and the other girls from Tianshui Academy clung to the bark and watched the intimate scene between teacher and dean with hungry eyes. Envy practically dripped from them. When did sister get so soft? Didn't you say no one could break your ice lock? You can't betray my late brother-in-law. Leng Yuehan hissed. Mom, no. Are Yuer and I enrolling, or are you applying for a job? Are you abandoning Tianshui Academy? Shui Bing'er pleaded. Oh no, this is bad, Shui'er fretted. I knew I shouldn't have let Dean meet teacher. If she comes to Taoyuan too, how will I refine my unique skills with teacher every day? Shui'er had always been half afraid of and half reverent toward Leng Xishuang. When Leng Xishuang had been pregnant with Shui Bing'er, their father had secretly been involved with Yuer's mother. When Leng Xishuang discovered it, she had pursued him for 9 days and nights until the relationship ended, vowing never to love again. Later, when a beast tide broke at the Tianlan River's northern mouth, Yuer's parents fell fighting the tide. Unable to bear the orphan's fate, Leng Xishuang had brought Yuer into Tianshui Academy and raised her alongside Bing'er. So Yuer never dared fully act her age around her, though right now her mouth was clamped tight with worry as she watched dean and teacher converse. If Leng Xishuang decided to keep the teacher for herself, would she tolerate anyone else drawing near? That would block their path entirely. I knew it. If Dean gets teacher, she'll change for sure. Bing'er, control your mom. Quick, Yuer hissed. Look at how she's staring at him, another voice whispered. Aunt Han, are you just going to stand there? Someone demanded. Shui Bing'er waved her hands helplessly. Yue, do you really think I can control her? Leng Yuhan, leaning against a peach tree, washed her face in thought. Sisters are united. Strength cuts through all obstacles, she murmured, and a mischievous glint crossed her features. If sister can take down Teacher Su, why shouldn't I try? She smacked her lips teasingly, radiating the alluring confidence of an ice beauty. Shui Bing'er and Shui Yue exchanged stunned looks. Wait, that was their line. Had mom and aunt stolen their script? Back with them. Suran gently drew Leng Xishuang's hand away with as much care as a breeze moving a blossom and spoke lightly, serene. Since attaining the self-contained extreme intent, his mind stayed clear and unshaken. He refused to let another's impulse disturb his inner state. She is she, and I am I. Her actions are her own. My principles and intentions are controlled by me alone. Dean Leng is too modest, Leng Xishuang replied, recovering her composure and speaking with calm warmth. Tianshui Academy is one of the continent's foremost elemental academies, with many students and exceptional instructors. Taoyuan has only a dozen students, and only 2 new disciples with ice and water spirits came from your academy. It's shameful, really. Even if I stayed, I'm not sure there would be room for me to teach. Teacher Su is too humble, Suran said with a small smile. I've heard from Bing'er and Yue that Taoyuan's team was dominant in the Soul Master competition. The cultivation methods you've guided them with are superior to most at Tianshui. I'm optimistic about Taoyuan's future. I'm glad Bing'er and Yue can recognize Teacher Su. Leng Xishuang looked at Suran with interest. Handsome. Truly too handsome. An aesthetic so pure it was almost reverence. No wonder Bing'er and Yue had always wanted to transfer. Had she known Suran was this exceptional, she might have been willing to hand her dean position to Leng Yuehan and apply to Taoyuan herself. If she couldn't be a teacher, she could at least be a disciple. Though Taoyuan might not be able to keep you on as a teacher, as Bing'er and Yue's elder, you are always welcome to visit our academy, Suran said hospitably. Really? Wonderful. Leng Xishuang brightened. She reached into a sleeve and produced an ice-white ring carved with a phoenix, faintly humming with spirit power, a valuable ceremonial token. She bowed slightly to Suran as she offered it. Opportunity to enroll at Taoyuan is precious. Teacher Su would never accept crude things like spirit coins for tuition, so please don't refuse this phoenix ring. Her last words sounded oddly possessive to Suran, as if she were announcing a marriage and bringing the girls along rather than extending an invitation. He couldn't help a flicker of amusement at the unexpectedness of it. Wang Sheng, have your junior sister's accommodations been arranged? Suran asked once the exchange had settled. Wang Sheng stepped forward. Teacher, Bing'er and Yue's rooms are ready. But, his voice faltered a little. A few others from the Tianshui team asked if they could also join and become Teacher Su's disciples. At his words, 5 students emerged from the side, looking at Suran with hopeful faces. Teacher Su, forgive our presumption, Shui Wu began. Seeing the progress of Captain and Yue, many of us are envious. We've all graduated from Tianshui Academy, and we want a place where we can truly learn and advance. We wish to join Taoyuan Academy and become your students, Teacher Su. Is that possible? They were the remaining members of the Tianshui team, Shui Wu, Chu Ruoshui, Shen Liuyu, Yu Hairo, and Gu Qingbo. Suran regarded them and smiled faintly. Have you thought this through? We have, Shui Wu answered without hesitation. We wouldn't be begging to come along otherwise. We believe learning from Teacher Su would give us a fresh start. I appreciate your trust and recognition, Suran said, his tone turning a little apologetic. But at present, I already have over 10 direct disciples. Most of my energy is committed to their training. If you're willing to come to Taoyuan, I can accept you, but only as registered disciples. Registered disciples mostly study on their own, receiving guidance from their senior brothers and sisters. Only when those seniors graduate will registered disciples have the chance to become true disciples. What I can offer now is guidance, showing the way rather than continuous personal instruction. With that understood, are you still willing to take me as your master? Chapter 136, Accepting Shui Wu as a Disciple, Ice System Calamity. Chen Xin proclaims Suran as his Sword Dao master. Shui Wu, 18 years old, elegant dance snow forging, level 43 support system spirit ancestor, rare environment affected spirit, appropriate cultivation direction, ice system calamity, innate talent rating S. Yuhiro, 19 years old, spirit, dark tide barracuda, level 42 attack system spirit ancestor, rare undercurrent system spirit, innate talent rating. Guqingbo, 18 years old, spirit, azure flagfish, level 38 agility attack system spirit elder, extreme form spirit, innate talent, 18 years old, spirit, cold crystal ice crocodile, level 38 attack system spirit elder, rare crystal beast spirit, innate talent rating. Troy, 17 years old, spirit, lotus sea spear, level 37 attack system spirit elder, rare water attribute long spear spirit, innate talent rating A+. In Su Ran's carefree peach eyes, the talent panels of the 5 students appeared. Among the 7 students from Tianshui Academy's team, Shui Wu and Shui Bing'er were the standouts. The other 5 weren't so different from each other. Still, at a continental scale, A-level talent was impressive. They would likely be able to reach Spirit Saint in the future. Su Ran reminded himself he had limited energy. He couldn't possibly care for them the way he had for Rongrong and Leng Leng. He could have formally accepted them, taken the system rewards for recruiting disciples, and left them to fend for themselves. But that wasn't how he wanted to teach. Registered disciples? One of them asked, hesitantly. It doesn't matter. Even in Tianshui Academy, not every student gets good resources. If we can come to Peach Garden Academy and learn even a little, it'll be a huge benefit. Another answered. I, Shewu, am willing to stay and be a registered disciple. Shewu was the first to step forward. I'm willing too. Me too. Student Churoshui salutes you, teacher. Su Ran's words didn't make them retreat. In the next moment, all 5 bowed to him. Their desire to join Peach Garden Academy was sincere. Even if they could only stay as probationary disciples, doing chores and serving tea, they likely would have accepted. A single glance at the teacher's face was worth any hardship. Accepted Wu, Qi Ruo Shu Yuho, and Shen Lu Yu as registered disciples, rewarding the host with a 0.255 level increase in spirit power. Rewarded 5 random draw chances each for water system ultimate techniques and cultivation methods. Rewarded 2 bottles of water system floral evolution fluid, 5 bottles of water system disciple body tempering fluid. To all future senior sisters who hope to become senior sisters, Su Ran said with a smile, you'll live here. This house is newly built, not far from the lecture hall. It hasn't been cleaned since it was finished, so you'll need to tidy it up. You can pick your rooms yourselves. This is the Peach Garden Academy schedule and the school rules. Have a look. You can start auditing lectures tomorrow. Although you're all officially registered disciples now, I'm only a human with limited time. I won't ignore you. I'll teach you powerful techniques when I can. I look forward to studying with you all. After officially becoming disciples, Shui Wu and the others followed Wang Sheng to the dormitory area to choose rooms. The Academy's buildings all shared an oriental aesthetic. Peachwood and jade brick, low 1- or 2-story structures laid out to preserve the peach forest scenery. Holding the peach blossom badges the teacher had given them, the girls relaxed visibly. Thank you, senior brother Wang Sheng, for your guidance, Shui Wu said politely. We're new here and don't know the rules. Please correct us if we do anything wrong. Wang Sheng scratched his head and gave a goofy smile. Our rules are pretty lax, as long as you don't do anything terrible. But as for your senior sisters, well, they might occasionally fight over the teacher. Don't take it to heart. You'll get used to it. Eh? Shui Wu and the others blinked. So the senior sisters who performed well in the Soul Master competition weren't exactly well-behaved in the academy, huh? Not long after the Tianshui students finished tidying the dormitory, a cheerful voice rang out from the lecture hall. Teacher Su, how delightful, truly delightful. Ha ha ha. It's been too long. I Chen, dare to bring 2 pots of wine to share with Teacher Su. An older man in white, radiant-faced and carrying 2 patina-stained wine pots, strode into the hall. Su Ran had just freed himself from Dinleng Sishuang's entreaties and was plotting cultivation plans for the Tianshui students when he heard Chen Xin's voice. He set down his brush, walked out, and scanned Chen Xin with a calm smile. Sword Douluo, why are you here? Su Ran asked. Came on a whim, Chen Xin replied, grinning. Su Ran's smile widened. He poured himself a cup of wine. Congratulations on your breakthrough, soared Douluo. No wonder you're in such high spirits, Suran said. A breakthrough after so many years is gratifying, but the greatest joy is that with one sword I made the Supreme Pontiff Palace take a step back, Chen Xin declared proudly. He set the wine pots on the peach blossom table and continued enthusiastically. That was all thanks to the 3 peach blossom sword intents you left me. They let my killing intent hide, my sword chi become whole, and I reached the realm of the tranquil moon. Teacher Su, Chen Xin said solemnly, I once called you a trusted sword Dao confidant, but now I must rightly call you my teacher, a proper sword Dao master. I offer this wine in gratitude for your imparting the sword. Chen Xin's fingertip sword chi flashed, cleaving open a jar and draining a gulp. After the Soul Master competition, Spirit Hall had restrained itself from acting overtly against Peach Garden Academy out of respect and fear for Su Ran. But the rise of the 7 Treasure Glazed Tile School had nonetheless drawn the Supreme Pontiff Palace's attention. Supreme Pontiff Bibi Dong personally dispatched a team to seize the 7 Treasure Glazed Tile School's revolver team and capture the Hell Revolver. At that crisis, Chen Xin had used the sword seed Su Ran left, combined with his self-created spirit ability, Edgeless Sword Kill, to repel the Supreme Pontiff and push his sword Dao to a new level. For a sword enthusiast, no advancement is more thrilling than that. I'm happy for you too, Su Ran said, taking a sip. By the way, Chen Jin said, wiping wine from his mouth, that woman from the Supreme Pontiff Palace is unscrupulous. She won't stop until she gets what she wants. I don't think she'll let you go easily. Be careful. Su Ran nodded, looking calmly out over the peach forest. I understand. I hope it won't come to that, Chen Xin went on. Spirit Hall is powerful, but the Academy shouldn't be easily manipulated. If she's clever, she won't use brute force again. That's hard to predict, Su Ran replied. She might not use force, but she can use methods that put others in a corner. Chen Jin fell silent, the smile fading into a more contemplative expression. The peach blossoms rustled in the breeze outside, and for a moment both men were quiet, aware that the calm light of the Academy might yet be tested. Chapter 137, Ling Shaoqi's Best Training Ground, Slaughter City. A year and a half had passed since the students from Tianshui Academy and Plant Academy reported to Peach Garden. Deep inside the peach grove, the branches had flourished, buds had burst into bloom, and the great ancestral peach tree towered above them all. A young man in pale peach robes sat cross-legged on a mysterious stone platform. Around him, spirit dragons of ice and fire surged. The grove hummed with echoing energies, and a faint immortal aura radiated from him. A calm, internal voice reported the results of that year and a half. Disciple Ning Rongrong, Zhu Zhuqing, Meng Yiran, and Du Guyan have reached initial mastery of their Grandmaster-level unique skills. The Master receives a large proficiency feedback. Disciple Huo Wu has grasped the basics of the 4 trigrams of Qimen Dunjia. Wang Sheng has completed the 18 dragon subduing palms 10,000 times and reached initial mastery. Disciple Ye Lingling has condensed a petal of the 9 revolutions Black Lotus. All spirit rings' ages have increased by 3,000 years. Disciples Ning Rongrong, Zhu Zhuqing, Meng Yiran, Du Guyan, Huo Wu, Wang Sheng, Ye Lingling, Shui Bing'er, and 10 others have broken through to level 50 and gained their 5th spirit ring. The Master gains spirit power feedback. Spirit power has advanced to level 95. Su Ran opened his eyes slowly. From a distance, he looked like a reclusive immortal among the peach blossoms. Another year had passed, and his spirit power had finally broken into level 95 and was pushing toward 96. Each level above 95 was monumental. The difference in power was enormous. More than 10 students from the Academy had entered deep cultivation states and made substantial progress. Even registered disciples like Huo Wu and Chu Ruoshui had bespoke cultivation paths and unique skills designed by him, and both had advanced significantly. Soto City had become a hotly contested prize. Spirit Hall, 7 Treasure Glazed Tile School, and the Heaven Do royal family all treated it like a second base, openly and quietly vying for good relations with Peach Garden Academy so they could send students to study there. Su Ran neither refused nor showed special favor. He simply wanted to focus on nurturing his core disciples without letting outside politics interfere with their training. He rose from the stone and walked out of the grove. As he passed each cultivation area, he offered casual pointers to students, then made his way to the schoolroom on the main campus. Xiao Wu, he called. The snowflakes your spirit produces are a substance between water and ice. Softened, they act as support. Sharpened, they're a fierce attack. You should be able to perform ice and snow falling yourself. Master that turning point. Ice calamity is not suitable for lengthy cultivation, but once perfected, it can turn an area into a world of ice and snow, unimaginably cold. Yunju, your swordplay is improving. If you meet a sword Douluo strolling through the peach grove, challenge him to a spar. Try to learn from him. Rongrong, pause your cultivation for now. Call your 6 teammates to the schoolroom. I have something to tell you. Ning Rongrong, bronze patterns faintly etched into her skin and a golden bell-like glow about her, relaxed. At Su Ran's words, she softened and the bronze sheen faded. She nodded obediently. Okay, teacher, she said, then shouted playfully to the others as she hurried off. Sisters, teacher's flipping cards, come quick! Flipping cards? One protested. You always gossip about teacher. You deserve a beating. Suran's face twitched. He reached for the long disciplinary ruler on the schoolroom windowsill. Ning Rongrong glanced at him, blanched, and sprinted off to gather her team, muttering as she went, Sigh! Teacher's good in every way except he can't take a joke. And good things shouldn't go to outsiders, right? If those 2 old deans from Tianshui or that irritating supreme pontiff took teacher away, that would be awful. Over the past year, Leng Xishuang and Leng Yuhan, the deans of Tianshui Academy, had visited every 2 or 3 months. Tianshui City and Soto City were separated by thousands of miles, yet they came without complaint. The irritating Supreme Pontiff had shown up as well, begging to study under Su Ran, and even bringing a tattered sheet of paper to ask for its deeper meaning. Ning Rongrong had been utterly disgusted. Fortunately, Su Ran hadn't humored that pontiff. After a few curt words, he dismissed her, which pleased his students immensely. Soon, the core peach blossom level students were assembled outside the schoolroom. Compared to a year and a half ago, they all looked more mature. Their basic unique skills were approaching proficiency, some almost perfect. Su Ran regarded them with quiet pride. First, I want to commend you all, he said. Since the Soul Master competition, you haven't grown arrogant. You returned to learning and cultivation quickly. You've all improved this year. Although your Grandmaster unique skills are mostly only at initial mastery, don't be discouraged. Grandmaster skills are difficult. Many people practice for decades and never reach anything. You've done very well. He wasn't flattering them. Grandmaster techniques were elite for a reason. Wang Sheng's 18 dragon subduing palms, for example. In other tales, Guo Jing had taken 30 years to barely master it well enough to be considered a Grandmaster. Tang San's mysterious heaven skill and Tang Sect hidden weapons had been first-rate. The Grandmaster unique skills Su Ran had given these students were in that same upper tier. Continue your cultivation according to my instructions, he told them. Except one, Lingling. All heads turned toward Ye Lingling. Her spirit had completed a life-and-death transformation. Her hair had changed color, the left side dark gray and the right side slowly silvering, as if dawn and decay were fighting on her head. Su Ran fixed his gaze on her. Lingling, your 9 revolutions Black Lotus has nearly finished condensing, but condensation alone won't improve your spirit's innate lineage. It needs to feed on life. Ye Lingling froze, tears welling in her eyes. Teacher, are you going to send me away? She whispered, hurt in her voice. She had heard the words, you are no longer suitable to remain in the academy. They stung. No, Su Ran said immediately. I'm not sending you away. I want to take you to a new training ground. A new training ground? Lingling's expression softened, hope flickering. But teacher, she protested, the 9 revolutions Black Lotus devours the life force of others to gain restorative power. Our academy's motto is not to kill innocents or bully the weak. I can't just absorb people's lives. What would be the difference between me and a villain? Su Ran's lips curved. He liked her answer. You're right, he said, but don't forget, the academy is a controlled sanctuary. Out in the world, things are very different. You mustn't forget that outside the academy, the strong prey on the weak. Good people we treat kindly. But evil people, what then? If you use the 9 revolutions Black Lotus to feed on harmless citizens, you would become what you hate. That's not acceptable. If, however, you use the Black Lotus to punish evil people and devour their lives, would that still be wrong? Huo Wu, small hand raised, blurted, "Punish evil and protect the good. That's justice." Su Ran's eyes sharpened. Lingling looked between her teacher and the others as understanding dawned. The crux of her dilemma had been whose life she could take without becoming a monster. Su Ran's voice dropped and grew grave. "There's one place that's both a den of sin and the fastest way for your cultivation to mature," he said. "A slaughterhouse of the corrupt and vicious, Slaughter City." Chapter 138. The villains of Slaughter City are so scary. Teacher, hold me tight. Slaughter City? What kind of place is that? I've never heard of it. Teacher, how do I go to this place called Slaughter City? When Teacher Su Ran mentioned it, the students exchanged puzzled looks. Most of them had never heard of the place. Only Zhu Zhuqing's face changed. "Teacher, I've heard of Slaughter City. It's a city of demons. Once you go in, you might never come out." She told them of the Hell Civet clan's rumor. A spirit master from her family had once gone into Slaughter City to train and never returned. It was said to be where the strong preyed on the weak, a survival of the fittest crucible, even darker and bloodier than the Star Luo Empire's harsh ways. The entrance itself had become almost a legend. Few people even knew where it was. "That's right," Su Ran said seriously. "Slaughter City is a trial ground that pushes human nature to the extreme. It gathers the continent's most vicious people. If you're careless, you could die in there and never leave." He looked at Ye Lingling. "So, Ling Shaoqi, if you don't want to go, I can understand." I want to go. I must go to Slaughter City to train," Ye Lingling answered without hesitation. Her voice grew firmer. The Kurong Sheng Si Da Fa was a top-tier cultivation method that judged life and death, exactly what she needed to use to temper and control the 9-heart Si Tang and the 9 revolutions Black Lotus. Without confronting real life and death danger, she could never evolve her spirit into the kind of strength the technique required. She had already fallen behind 6 senior sisters and brothers. She couldn't afford to hesitate now. "Have you thought it through?" Su Ran asked. "Teacher, I've thought it through," she affirmed. "Good. Since you're determined, I, your teacher, will go with you." He couldn't let a disciple from a support background like Ye Lingling go into Slaughter City alone. She'd been at Taoyuan Academy for over a year, with little real danger. It was his responsibility. "I want to go too," Zhu Zhuqing declared at the same moment. Su Ran looked at her. "Why do you want to go to Slaughter City?" "There are countless cruel people there. It's precisely the kind of environment that would suit my cultivation. I've seen hellscapes in the 10 halls of Yama, but never firsthand. Maybe Slaughter City can push me further." Her desire to become stronger was plain and unashamed. Su Ran nodded. If she could come out of Slaughter City alive, she might even gain a domain, which would suit Zhu Zhuqing well. "All right," he said. "I want to go too." Ning Rongrong and Huo Wu both piped up. Seeing their teacher plan to take only Zhuqing and Lingling on a separate mission, they couldn't be left out. "Entering Slaughter City is not a game," Su Ran said sternly. His teacherly authority filled the room and the students' faces sobered. "The rules of survival there are nothing like the Academy. Do you think you're going for fun?" "We're serious. The Academy is a greenhouse. The 7 treasure glazed tile school is a greenhouse. I want to grow in a truly dark place," Ning Rongrong said. "Teacher, I have reasons too," Huo Wu added. "The peach garden array you set up for me helped me grasp Marquis Wu's mysterious gate, but it hasn't given me real life or death experience. I want to master it sooner and become truly strong." Su Ran then turned to the students who hadn't spoken. Wang Sheng cupped his hands slightly. "Teacher, I won't go. If you take all 4 senior sisters to Slaughter City, and if Senior Sister Yanner stays behind, then all the Peach Garden level students will be absent from the Academy. My boxing isn't ready yet. I'll stay and guard the Academy." Su Ran considered the others. "Yuran, the summoning system you're cultivating isn't suitable for Slaughter City. You like researching hidden weapons and you're at a critical stage. Yan Xiaoliu, your calamity poison art is at an important breakthrough. It needs a large supply of yin toxins. You won't do well in Slaughter City." Our trip could last a long time. The two of you should stay with Wang Sheng and guard the academy. I'll write down the cultivation points and problems for your junior sisters and brothers so you can supervise their studies. Du Guyan and Meng Yiran looked disappointed. This meant they might not see teacher for a long while, but Su Ran's next words lifted their spirits. If you break through while I'm gone, I'll take you for specialized training when I return, he promised with a slight smile that almost made the two girls swoon. Really? They both brightened. Really? He nodded, waved his sleeve, and made the plans final. Rongrong, Huo Wu, Zhuqing, Lingling, 4 of you will go with me to Slaughter City. We leave in 3 days. Use the time to prepare and steel your minds. In Slaughter City, there is no room for weakness. Your life will be under constant threat. With that, Su Ran's figure receded into the academy's depths to make his own preparations. Slaughter City was no ordinary place. Yes, the 4 replied, their eyes shining. As their teacher's back vanished, Ning Rongrong and the others felt a thrill. Slaughter City was deadly at every turn, but only by facing true danger could they ignite the sparks of transformation. In Ning Rongrong's imagination, the scene played out with a silly flutter of nerves. Teacher, the villains of Slaughter City are so scary. Teacher, hurry, hold me tight. Huo Wu wasn't far behind. Teacher, little bunny is hurt. These villains are too much. Teacher, heal little bunny quickly. Only Zhu Zhuqing and Ye Lingling kept sober looks on their faces. Their thoughts were clear and hard. Train hard, become stronger, master sin and control it. Become the kind of students who make teacher proud. Chapter 139, Life and Death. Opening eyes to white bones, the dark-type teacher is even more alluring. 10 days later, to the north, Slaughter City. Several figures in black, close-fitting clothes emerged onto the desolate, chaos-strewn road. Weeds were yellow, trees withered and rotten, and a few crows cawed from skeletal branches. Outsiders, go back where you came from. The Bloody Mary in town is sold out, and we're not taking guests right now. As Su Ran led his 4 disciples into the town, a gaunt waiter stepped out from a black and red house and warned them. Su Ran wore a large black robe. The peach blossom aura that usually clung to him was concealed by a demonic black mist. His face was hidden deep in the hood. He replied without emotion, "It's fine. We're not here for Bloody Mary." "If you're not here for Bloody Mary, then you should leave. Otherwise, you might die before you leave." The waiter glanced at Su Ran's students. Their killing intent was weak, likely just passing through, but passing through Slaughter City was rarely lucky. "We're not here to drink," Su Ran said, "but we must enter." He pushed deeper into the rotten town, his 4 students, Ning Rongrong, Ye Lingling, Zhu Zhuqing, and Huo Wu, close behind. They finally stopped before a tavern under repair. On scattered rocks and splintered wood sat a cluster of rough men. When they saw the girls, their eyes glinted with hunger. "Tender little things like these will be delicious roasted," one said, licking his lips. "I've been waiting here 2 days. This broken tavern still isn't open. Today I'm going to eat." One of them stood, eyes savage. The rest closed in. The waiter who had warned Su Ran watched with a bored expression. Slaughter City's people ate and drank what they pleased. Nothing came for free. "Lingling, devour their life force," Su Ran said under his robe. "Yes." Ye Lingling inhaled and acted. 2 delicate flowers, a white begonia and a black lotus, sprouted back to back in her palm. "Life is like a candle flame. Let it be extinguished. With the lotus of death, I cleanse the world's wicked fruit. 9 revolutions black lotus. Devour." Her eyes flashed. She released a soul-sucking technique. The villain's expressions glazed over as the lotus petals hovered over their brows and greedily pulled out life. The men visibly withered, their skin dulled as if drained of color, wrinkles spreading, hair whitening. The sight stunned the tavern waiter. He'd never seen spirit power like this. "Run, run!" 2 of the men broke free first, faces already aged, stumbling away in terror. The weaker ones couldn't escape the illusion. Their bodies crumpled as Ye Lingling's lotus finished draining them, leaving them aged corpses. "Teacher, I'm sorry. 2 got away. I'm still too slow," Ye Lingling said, ashamed. If her elder sisters had acted, none would have fled. "You're not to blame. Your 9 revolutions black lotus isn't complete. It devours slower. As your spirit power grows and the lotus matures, taking a life will be a flick of your finger." Beneath his black robe, a black lotus platform appeared in Su Ran's palm. Two inky petals shot through the air and cut off the fleeing men. In seconds, the petals drank them empty, their bodies shriveled to near skeletons. This was the full devouring power. Under absolute spirit suppression, a person's life could be drained in moments. Teacher. Yi Lingling stared at the black lotus in his hand, astonished. Ning Rongrong, Zhu Zhuqing, Huo Wu, and the others were equally stunned. The teacher they knew, the peach blossom immortal of the academy, had a side that looked like a god of death. The contrast was unimaginable. This was intoxicating. The dark side teacher was even more alluring. Ning Rongrong and Huo Wu practically glowed with admiration. Even the usually reserved Zhu Zhuqing flushed. Let's go. Time to enter, Su Ran said, and they walked into the tavern. The girls composed themselves, half-masks shadowing their faces as they followed. The tavern was damaged a while back and isn't repaired. Can you wait? The waiter asked. Su Ran surveyed the ruined floor and understood. What, someone broke through and now we're expected to wait? Girls, stand firm. Slaughter City's entrance is open to you, a voice cried from deeper in the tavern. Su Ran's foot pressed down and the floor suddenly collapsed. With a thunderous crack came a brief weightlessness. Ning Rongrong and the others screamed and instinctively clung to him. Black stone slabs rushed past as they fell into a long, narrow passage. Each of the girls had grabbed him in a different way. Ning Rongrong gripped his right arm and had her legs clamped around his right leg. Huo Wu mirrored her on the left. Zhu Zhuqing and Yi Lingling caught his sleeves, fingers entwined with his. Aren't you getting down? You only fell a few meters. Why are you acting like that? Su Ran grumbled. You still want to train in Slaughter City? Good luck if you faint from a few murderous demons, one of the girls teased. Don't get down, and I'll send you back to the academy and only take Zhuqing and Lingling. Su Ran threatened, scolding Ning Rongrong and Huo Wu into composure. They leaned against his shoulders, pouting. Teacher, don't be mean. We girls are soft and delicate. We're allowed to be afraid of the dark, Ning Rongrong cooed. But we'll overcome the darkness, Huo Wu declared solemnly. Su Ran rubbed his temple. Rongrong was a strange disciple. When there was trouble, she acted like a majestic senior sister. When there wasn't, she became the biggest troublemaker. She'd even brought along a 100,000-year-old soft rabbit of a soul. As Su Ran led them out of the tunnel, a cold voice echoed from all around. At the end of the road, beneath a pitch-black city gate, a squad of slaughter knights stood arrayed and watched them with steely eyes. Welcome to Slaughter City, the voice intoned. This is the city of hell, a world drenched in slaughter. Here you may obtain whatever you desire, so long as you're willing to pay with your life. Chapter 140. Su Ran silently stepped back and put his disciples in front of him. I am the terrifying Knight Scott, the leader of the Slaughter Knights thundered. You've broken the rules. You didn't drink the Bloody Mary, and only one of you may enter. You must kill each other. Scott rode a black-armored warhorse, brandishing a long spear and radiating a bone-chilling authority. What if all 5 of us want to enter? Su Ran asked, cloak swallowing his form, voice steady and unafraid. Scott snorted coldly. In Slaughter City, there are no companions. You must obey this law unless you want to defy the entire enforcement team. Anywhere, we have a right to stand together, Zhuqing answered. She'd adapted to Slaughter City's brutal rules faster than Ning Rongrong and Huo Wu. The rule was simple here. Privileges belonged only to the strong. Slaughter and blood scatter all friendships, Scott spat. Then, we'll challenge the entire enforcement team, Ning Rongrong said flatly. 100 black-armored knights, slaughter knights all, tightened into a charging formation around Scott. Newcomers have gotten bolder, Scott barked. The last challenger boasted of killing me. Now you want to fight my whole unit. You will pay. The warhorses reared. Scott pointed his spear, and the knight squad charged as one. Then Su Ran did something unexpected. Instead of stepping forward to shield them, he merely took a quiet step back, his robe folding around him, letting his 4 disciples move to the forefront. He deliberately put them between himself and the charging force. Teacher, are you serious? Ning Rongrong protested. It's fine. We'll protect you, Zhuqing shot back. Don't worry, teacher. If it comes to it, Rongrong will be your meat shield and take every blow. Huo Wu teased. Humph, Senior Sister Rongrong, I think you want to take teacher's impact for other reasons, Ning Rongrong retorted. Idiot. This is no time for flirting. Huo Wu sniffed. Who's talking back? Asking for a beating. Ning Rongrong grinned, then moved as if to prove the point. Golden Bell cover, inch punch, crossing the yellow springs, 9 yin white bone claw, wuhu chimen, 2 het, 9 revolutions, black lotus, withering devour. By prior agreement, Ning Rongrong, Zhuqing, Huo Wu, and Ye Lingling unleashed their signature moves in coordinated sequence. Ning Rongrong's terrifying inch punch smashed through more than 10 war horses and sent dozens of knights tumbling. Zhuqing's 9 yin white bone claw, manifest as a 9 nether spirit cat, wove through the formation and tore open armor with brutal slashes. Huo Wu's Bagua Chimen technique warped the ground itself, upsetting the knight's formation and slowing the cavalry. Ye Lingling's devouring skill weakened the invaders' vitality. The Slaughter Knight charge unraveled in under a minute. The mighty formation lay scattered and wailing across the plain. Scott's eyes widened with something like fear. No, this can't be. Slaughter City forbids spirit abilities. How can you still use skills? Ning Rongrong twitched her fist and smiled with satisfaction. This isn't spirit ability. It's the power of years of spirit and physical cultivation. Scott refused to accept it. Physical power that rivals spirit abilities? Impossible. Want to see it again? Ning Rongrong offered, her sandbag-sized fist swinging menacingly in front of him. Scott's face drained. He stammered and then relented. No, respected newcomers, your strength has bested us. You have the right to enter Slaughter City. He produced 5 tokens and handed them over. This is your identification. An envoy within the city will escort you. On each token was a 4-digit number. Su Ran, 9529, Ning Rongrong, 9530 Zhuqing, 9531, Huo Wu, 9532, Ye Lingling, 9533. This place, Huo Wu murmured as the dark towering gates of Slaughter City yawed open. It really feels oppressive. But teacher, Ye Lingling asked as they passed beneath the gate, are you sure this is the paradise of sin everyone warns us about? Not being able to use spirit abilities almost sounds like paradise for us. You kind Slaughter Knights, said Ning Rongrong in mock courtesy, will gladly accept the meat of your dead war horses. Su Ran's expression remained grave. That Bloody Mary they speak of, it's human blood. The 4 of them flinched. They had imagined something foul or terrifying, animal blood perhaps, but not human blood. To drink human blood wasn't a test of courage. It was a challenge to the last moral line. You don't need to be shocked, Su Ran said. I didn't force you to drink it. My point is this. Slaughter City will test your survival instincts, but you must keep your rationality and humanity. Don't become cold-blooded killers because the city demands it. He took the warhorse meat they had gained and instructed them, store this in your spirit tools. Food inside will be scarce. I don't want you reduced to preying on people like the villains here. He hated Slaughter City on principle. It was a place designed to trample human nature so that some high, aloof deity could pick a successor from the survivors. Still, he'd prepared. Each core disciple carried a spirit tool. Su Ran had purchased from the 7 Treasure Glazed Tile School as rewards after their annual assessments. Just beyond the gate, a woman watched them. She wore a black gauze miniskirt, and her face was striking in an unconventional way, enough to draw attention. Her smile was equal parts eerie and inviting. Welcome to Slaughter City, she purred. You're a rare group to enter together. I hope you don't fall apart in the days ahead. I'm your guide for first-time entrants. Within 12 hours, I will answer any questions you have. No need, Su Ran said quietly. Let this city of sin give them their baptism. Under the shadow of his deep black robe, a pair of vast, starry eyes flashed. He looked straight toward the black-red palace at the heart of the city,